What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, another stream. Today is going to be the final video or final stream on the SecKit Cube that we've been working on. I think this is the 6th stream, which at one a week is a month and a half, which is absolutely insane. I did end up cheating a little bit, and last week after the stream, I had everything out. I needed to work on a video. This is the same place where I shoot all the weekly videos, and so I did start doing the majority of the wiring, which I'm very thankful I did, primarily because this little sleeve that it came with, I couldn't really fit any of the hot end cables through here. So I had to undo all of the little JST connections, then feed it through, then check the pins and get everything hooked up. So it would have been, one, incredibly boring, and two, with how distracted I get, I think incredibly risky to do all of the electrical. So I did do quite a bit of it. I'm still not really happy with it, and I'm gonna share sort of the current state of the wiring, what's working, what I still need to work on. And then this will get a full video up on the main ModBot channel, so you'll see all of the details and stuff like that. But I hope everybody's doing well. This last week has been crazy. My brother and sister-in-law drove out, not last Thursday, but the Thursday before. They got here from California at like 2 in the morning. So this last week has been running around, showing them things. We got our first little bit of snowfall, and then they ended up taking off early because they needed to go visit some other family. So they drove, they're currently driving from here to Alabama. They made it the first night to Wyoming. The second night, I don't know where they made it to. He just told me at 2 in the morning, hey, laying my head down, and now they're driving to Alabama. So that's been crazy. In exciting news, anybody that doesn't follow me on any other social media platforms, maybe you didn't see it, or on Discord, but Erin and I are expecting a baby. It is a little bit of the reason why she hasn't shown up on camera over the past month or two here, because it's become much more obvious, and we were just waiting for sort of the final, everything seems okay from the doctor before we announced anything. But yeah, we found out 2 weeks ago, well, we've known for longer. We found out 2 weeks ago that it's a baby boy, and yesterday, Monday, no, yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday, we had our 20-week ultrasound, which was crazy being able to see the baby moving and hands and stuff like that. So baby's nickname currently is VZBot. But yeah, we are super excited. So we've gotten all sorts of congratulations. Thank you, everybody. I wish Erin was here. She's at work, but she's been wanting to share the news for a long time, and I've just been like, let's wait until, but yeah, we're super excited. So thank you. Baby's due towards the end of March, and so all of the normal things will be happening on this channel. I'm just sure that there will be a little bit of schedule shifts, and maybe sometimes during stream me needing to run out to like find a pacifier or do some baby stuff. So we're super excited, but I hope everyone is doing awesome. Nick's here, Carl's here. Carl, you weren't here last week, I don't think, man. Oh, Chad is freaking out. I shouted you out in this upcoming Saturday's video. I've been playing around with that resin. I actually gave every print I did with that resin to my sister-in-law to take with her, but the dual colored orange and purple resin is awesome, and so I'm showing that off in an upcoming video this Saturday. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing awesome. Nice is here, Gunner's here, Booty's here. Booty? Buddy? Buddy. I think Buddy. Booty doesn't seem right. Nick, Delmar, Penzer, Do It, 3D Musketeers, what's going on, everybody? Pi, I saw you said that your Trident is up and printing, which is awesome. I'm really happy to hear that, and I'm excited to actually be able to see it. Maker's here. So yeah, today is going to be a little bit of a more chill day. We'll go over, again, the wiring situation, the question marks I had, kind of what I've done so far and what I have planned. No, not Buddy. Oh, Booty. Booty was correct. All right. Perfect then. And then yeah, we'll do a test print as well. I don't know if Zombie's here. I promised Zombie Hedgehog the first print we would be doing would be a Swatch truck, and so that is what we're going to be printing today. And yeah, next week we're starting a completely different build. I've got all the parts for that. I don't want to say what it is yet. I'll post it maybe I don't know, between now and this weekend, I'll schedule the stream, then you guys can see what the printer is. And then if you can't really see it, in the corner over here is an Ender 5 Pro. It is completely stock right now, but this is going to be converted into the 0G Mercury 1 with the Hydra 3-point bed leveling system and amongst other things as well. So that will be after. This next build is probably going to be pretty quick. I'm hoping to knock it out in like 2 weeks. So we'll see how that goes. M1.1. Yes, M1.1. So it's going to be running the EVA 2.4 toolhead that's slightly modified for the belt path. It also uses heat inserts. For the extruder, we're going to go with the Orbiter 2.0, and with the hot end, we're finally going to use a Revo. We're going to be using the Revo 6 that I originally bought as a drop-in for the MK3S Plus, but the MK3S Plus just sort of does its thing, and I have no desire to take it apart. And so I'm excited to finally get to experiment with the Revo because I bought them December 30th of last year, so it's almost a 1-year anniversary, and they've just been sitting in their box. So I'm really excited to actually get it installed and do some hopefully awesome printing with it. Hey, what's up, Emmed? Can the second one be the cute hedgehog I made? Yes. Maker, that was your like first like big release using ZBrush, I think, right? Yeah, Maker Viking made a cute little hedgehog model, I believe in ZBrush, that we will definitely print. That video you requested of my Trident turned into a serial video. Nice. Did you post it yet, Delmar? If not, tag me in it. Getting the stuff to Trident bed on my V2. Awesome. Loving the Revos. Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about them, and I got 2 of them. I bought the Revo Micro and the Revo 6 at like launch, I think close to launch, and I wanted to install them on a printer that I know is going to stay here and get a lot of action, and the Mercury 1.1 is something I am super excited about and plan on holding on to for a long time. Also, it's going to be a pretty involved build with all the different mods and stuff we're doing to it, so it just felt like the perfect setup for that. So what's going on, William? Matthew, sadly I have one that I haven't installed, my V6. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't swap. I'm sure I will swap nozzles out a bit more often once the Revo is installed, but currently I just don't swap out, and I have a dedicated 0.6 millimeter printer for parts I need a little bit chunkier, like these Repcord wall mounts. I printed in either 0.6 or 0.8 nozzle. I can't remember. I think it's 0.6. So I destroyed one Revo Voron. Ooh, is it the heat, like the heat break portion? I've seen a couple people bump it. Yes, first model I made in ZBrush. Only made 2 other models before that, which only were to test out the tools and getting to know ZBrush. I'm almost done with the second model now. That's exciting. What are you using, Viking? Are you using some sort of like a Wacom tablet or Wacom tablet? Because I think usually for ZBrush, I don't think most people are using like mouse setups. It's usually touchscreen. Ooh, crashed into the bed. That sucks. Hey, BBs. Okay, so yeah, let's check out the printer, right? Let's do that. So, oh, I should probably turn the camera on. It's always something. I picked up a second-hand Steam Deck yesterday from someone locally that wanted to get rid of theirs, and I loaded up. I haven't played video games in a very long time, but I've been playing through the original BioShock last night. I played for some, and then I also am playing Yoshi's Story 64, which is adorable if you didn't play it on the N64 and you like retro games, or I don't know if some people don't consider N64 retro, but it did come out over 25 years ago now. But yeah, I've been playing that and it's been a total blast. So I think let's just do a little roundabout of kind of what's going on. So last week's stream, we were working on the toolhead. I finalized the toolhead. The toolhead was one of the easier things to get set up and installed on this printer. A lot of things were sort of semi-confusing. I also, let's see if I turn this so we can see the back side of it. Oh, come on, focus. I turned off the manual focus so we can look, and now of course the focus is just not gonna do what I want it to. Let's see, can we see that? Yeah. So I set the height of the inductive probe, so it's pretty good. Yeah, BioShock. I tried playing BioShock like 10 years ago, and I don't really like scary stuff, and it just freaked me out. But as I've gotten older, I don't really mind scary stuff as much, and it's not super scary, I guess. But yeah, I played it quite a bit last night, and it was a ton of fun. I was having a really good time with it. So yeah, we've got the toolhead set up. Aside from the toolhead, it was primarily wiring, and wiring was very interesting. So this machine is using, it's gonna be a lot of moving cameras today. Let's see, trying to find little pockets I can show you guys these things. Nope, that looks terrible. Let's go this one. So this guy, focusing in this corner, this guy right here is a closed loop stepper. And so it has its own driver built into the board right here. And you actually have to like program it. It's basically, there's a little, I think it's a tiny little OLED LCD screen on top of it where you press a button that opens a menu, and then I think it's calculate, and it basically, I'm not exactly sure what it's doing. If someone knows, let me know, but it almost like appears to be doing some form of like input shaping or getting some kind of feedback. It basically vibrates the tool head, and you have to do that with both of them. So I did that, which was really easy. Are you gonna get an Obsidian for the Revo? Probably. Hey, what's up, Nitrum? Try Dead Space. I watched a friend like 10 years ago play Dead Space, and it looked terrifying. I don't know if I'm I don't know if I'm that brave. We'll see. Oh, brain farting. What was I? Oh, Revo Obsidian, is that what you said? Yeah, I just might. The price point of them, I think, is, what do they say? Retails $40 or $50. But for the sake of just being able to throw any material at it, it might be worth it. I think they're only in what, 0.6 and 0.8 maybe? It's setting the torque parameters for that. Okay, gotcha. So that's what it's doing then. Hey, what's up, Dennis? Alien Isolation. Oof. I might need a list. I was looking through my Steam library of all the games I spontaneously purchased over the last like 15 years when I was like, oh, a Steam sale, I'll play this. And I have enough games to probably last me the rest of my life. But I do want to play, what's the game? It's like you're this chick that's like has a bow and arrow, and you're in the wilderness, and they're like robots. It was a Sony exclusive that's now made its way to Steam, and that I really want to play. 0.4 and 0.6, yeah, so I'd probably go with the 0.6, I think. So yeah, I set that up. One thing I'm not a fan, Horizon Zero Dawn, yes! I really want to play that. I almost got a PlayStation just to be able to play that at one point, so the fact that I can play it from the couch, and especially, I told Aaron, I said, hey, like, I need something that I can do while the baby's napping or while I'm putting the baby down. So I don't know how much that helped me get it, or but that was one of my selling points when I was trying to convince her that I needed it. So anyways, the wires all go through the sheet metal, right? These little pockets, and they are super, super sharp. There's been multiple times during this build where I fed wires through, and I see little fragments of the coating of the insulation kind of peeling off. So I think I saw on their Facebook group that, I honestly think it was maybe Nero's feedback on this one, but they were releasing little printed inserts. So the game plan is to basically cover all of these with printed like inserts or rims to them. So that way, as the wires are moving, it's not accidentally wearing it down and, you know, going, exposing the wire beneath. So that was one thing that's been kind of interesting. Again, the biggest pain in the butt really was that I don't have any cable wrap, which is really weird to say considering how much stuff we do here. I didn't have any cable wrap, and it comes with this guy. It comes with this guy. That looks like crap. Let's go back a little bit further. So it comes with this guy, and why are we looking so rough? Come on. Okay, it clearly wants to focus on the polymaker. All right, well, yeah, whatever, you get the point. It comes with this cable wrap, and oh, there we go. I just gotta put my hand in the focus. Yeah, grommets would be awesome. Honestly, printing it in TPU would be a really cool idea, and just having it like pretty stiff, right? And then I would want it to have a pocket because I don't want to undo all the wires, so that way I can kind of feed it around the wires and then just push it into place. The only thing you're going to be doing while the baby naps is napping yourself. Probably right. Hey, what's up, Tom? I got it for PC, mostly played on my Steam Deck. It's a great game. Yeah, I'm super, super excited. Humble Bundle, you'll have to check it out. So yeah, it came with this, right? And I originally tried multiple times getting the cables to feed through like one by one all together. It was just not happening. I think this could be slightly larger. And so it was damaging the edges of it, and I had to cut it a couple times because the edges were getting quite frayed. And I was getting scared because I was getting to the point where if I cut it much shorter, it would not even make it to the back of the printer. So I ended up removing all of the little JST connectors and feeding it through and then repinning them on this side. So I got that in place. This is what the back of it looks like right now, which I'm not super stoked on. So there's a convenience factor. I did print out a little Raspberry Pi. Let me push this forward for you guys. I did print out a little Raspberry Pi case, and I'm using a Pi 4 currently. So I did add also I think it's a 20mm fan. Need rubber grommets on that panel. Yes. Sleep when you can. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit over optimistic that I'll have time to play games, but in my head that's hold on. So basically wired everything in. The two closed loop steppers use kind of like dummy step sticks, and so you plug cables directly into them, and then these are TMC 22, what are these? These are 2225s. It's a rat's nest. I will be the first to admit that it is a rat's nest. And ideally, so I printed out a bunch of these guys, which are just little like cable tie mounts. And so the game plan is to just add some VHB tape to the back, like slap one up here to hold this in place. This is the thermistor for the case, or the internal temperatures. But the game plan is probably slap a couple of these together, do some zip tie magic, and clean this up for now. Ideally, what I would do is go through and shorten all of the wires. Basically, snip them, you know, strip the wire back, crimp them myself, and put them in place. I don't know that I'm going to do that anytime soon, especially because I'm not sure long-term whether I'm even keeping the tool head the way it is. I ideally would like to upgrade the extruder and the hot end, and so I don't know how much I want to really invest in all of the wire management. Wire Raceway would make it look better. That's actually a great idea. I don't think GFunny's here, at least not yet, and he had sent me a parametric file that you can print your own raceway. So maybe I'll do that, because that would really help to kind of clean. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Thank you for that. So that's likely what I'll do. Again, Raspberry Pi is just in a case right here. Currently I'm powering it off of an actual like power supply plug. I just printed out a little case for the buck converter. So this is going to get attached on right here. And then I'll basically run the wires from the 24-volt power supply into the buck converter, which will convert it to 5 volts, and then that will power the Raspberry Pi. But for now, it's just like this. We've got the SSR. This one right here is hooked up to the internal heater. Let me move this out of the way. Let's just take a look at this. So it's hooked up to this guy, the internal heater. Another thing I wasn't crazy about was that on the heater, which if I'm not mistaken, the heater is also running off of AC. These legs, or these leads, were exposed. I did show in the guide to cover it with some of this RTV glue, which I did do, but still not crazy about it. Just for a safety standpoint, I don't really care about the look. There will be a solid panel on this side, so you won't actually be able to see it, but just safety, I'm not... It seems like the instructions said that some of them are covered, so maybe they've transitioned, but mine was certainly not. But yeah, we've got the heater right here. There is a fan that, if I'm not mistaken, which direction is this going? Yeah, so there's a fan on the edge of this case that's blowing air up through the heater and up into the chamber. I did try running this and instantly got an error. I need to, 1, PID tune the heater, and 2, it needs to be enclosed. It can't raise the chamber temperature to any real levels because it's fully open right now. The main parts of this machine need some improvements. Yeah, I agree 100%. Oh man, that's honestly scary having exposed mains like that. Would have thought they would have put the SSR on the bottom so that the main is at least enclosed. Yeah, the wife called. I need to watch the kid. I hope you have a good stream. Hey, good luck. Have a great night, booty. They exposed mains on the bottom of the bed. After some recent feedback, yes, it sounds like they are going now with ceramic. I think they said they were pausing shipments and going with ceramic terminal blocks, which is a beautiful thing. Again, like, based off of my experience with this thing so far, still think it has a ton of potential. The instructions need work. This is like my current opinion. I need to print with it a lot more, or I need to print with it and use it. The instructions still need more work. They've made some serious improvements from mine, Nero's, and 3D Print General's feedback, and the safety concerns need to be addressed. As far as the extruder and hot end, I wish they would have another option as well. A clone, I get it for like the sake of just offering something that's really inexpensive, but the clone Volcano and clone, what else is it? BMG are just meh. They're again better than nothing, but if you're spending $1,000 on the printer, I think that most would be fine with spending a little bit more and buying non-knockoff parts, you know. So for the bed, for anyone that hasn't seen it, this is really interesting. It's only constrained in one spot. So basically this part lifts out and just drops into this printed part. This side can move left to right and the back is completely unconstrained. And the reason, I guess, is that it's able to move freely if there's any thermal expansion during the heating or cooling process. There's a name for this sort of constrainment that I did Google and look at, which is quite interesting. I'm sure I'll cover that a bit more in the full video on it. Yes, if you have not, please like the stream. I really appreciate it. I took a look at the new rat rig design. Oh, there's a new rat rig, and it is fully designed to work with a heated chamber. Oh, is that what is that, CNC Maker? Did they come out with a completely new machine, or is it just the V-Core 4 or something like that? It seems like they should just offer mounts, cooling parts for various current hot ends. Yeah, I agree, Nick. Yeah, so the bed is driven by 3 separate motors, 3 separate belts, so it does auto tram, which is pretty cool. We're gonna power this up in a second. I realize I'm talking a lot, but because I'm not going through the wiring on stream right now, I wanted to at least show it for anybody that sees this after the fact. I'm going to flip the printer onto its side so we can take a look at the junk in the trunk. The only downside is that the bed does not stay in place when you flip it. Okay, so this is what we've got going on underneath it right now, which I don't think Alien's here today, but Alien would not be happy about the wiring situation. The cover alone, not having a cover on there alone, but so this is what we've got going on down here. Basically, we've got another SSR, that one's for the bed. We have a separate fuse with a couple replacements they send you. It is a Meanwhile 24 volt, only 200 watt power supply because the bed is running off of AC, and I believe again the, yeah, I know, man. My goal with the wiring job was to make sure everything was working. I have done zero like prettying up with the exception of the cable wrap on the tool head. I'm very aware that this needs help. A lot of the stuff down here I'm probably going to sort of zip tie up and see if I can find covers. There's actually a plastic cover for all of that AC right there, which I should probably slap on before we power this on. Where the heck is it? There we go, I found it. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a chaotic week. All right, let's see. All right, those are covered. That should have been there all along. I'll print out a cover for the actual Mino as well. The V-Core 3.1 Enclosure 2.0. Okay, sweet. Yeah, cable rails are probably a great idea. Looks like a 3D printed part could be made to hold those bed mounts from falling out. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I probably could do something like that. Yeah, I think, yeah, seriously, after just the feedback from this, I do think that cable rails will likely be the way I'll go. Definitely on the back, there's tons of space for it, and I think it'll really help. For down here, I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do yet. I'm probably gonna start with some zip ties to sort of see if I can clean up some of these paths and then kind of go from there. But yeah, it's a bit of a, it's a bit of a rat's nest. There was so much wiring going on, especially with the addition of the 2 SSRs, the case fan, the heater fan, the case thermistor, that I was just like, let's see if this thing even works. Can we get the things working? Which I'm happy to feedback that it does indeed work. But yeah, we need to do some definite cleanup. So let me get the bed back in spot. The last thing too is that as part of the Oh, I'm tangling this up. As part of the case, there is a case fan. You can see it right here. And this is a exhaust fan. Yeah, that's an exhaust fan. And the thing I was not super certain about, I think I dropped it on the ground while I was looking. I did, and now it has gone missing. Oh, great. I wanted to show off something, and where'd it go? Okay, well, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it right this second. It came with a small square. That's so bizarre. It's black, the box. Oh, there it is. Damn, that fell really far. Okay, so it came with this. This is a small HEPA filter. So it's got, like, I think HEPA is typically 3 stages. We have charcoal on this side, and then you've got another filter material on this side. I think there's one internally as well. And it seems like this is supposed to go somewhere over here. The things I don't understand, though, is how. There's no instructions on how to install this. And I don't think there was nothing I printed that would make it attached to a fan. So I don't know, like, whether I'm just supposed to use some sort of adhesive strip to hold it in place or what. But for now, I'm just not using it. I don't really know how much, truthfully, this small filter will filter out. And if I wanted to long term, I could probably do something like the Nevermore and just attach it somewhere inside, even just using adhesive of sorts. But right now, the main thing I'm going to be using it for is to remove heat. So it will be off by default in most cases, but let's say I'm printing something like ABS and the part's done, well then I can kick this on to try to help remove some of the heat from the chamber if I'm not printing again, or if I want to just help everything cool down. So 3D print it. Yeah, I could make a little attachment for this. The other thing though is that it also adds quite a bit of bulk to the back. It sticks out further. It sticks out quite a bit further than even this Raspberry Pi in the back. And so I just don't know. It seems like an afterthought. So I think that there should be something included to attach it, or at least some sort of picture. I looked through everything like 3 times. I saw no reference of a filter in the instructions at all. So anyways, with that being said, let's power this up and take a look at it in action. That was a lot. Holy crap, the YouTube chat is being funky. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, it's actually kind of cool too, because I did check out the tram. Let me just screw up the bed a little bit here. Let's there we go. So it's definitely not flat. Okay, so I'm going to power on the machine. Like that, and where is the Raspberry Pi power supply? Here it is. Plug this in like that. All right, 3, 2, 1, action. Hey, what's up, local? Maybe the filter is inside on the other side of the fan. So I thought that too, Bruno, but I can show you this. There's no space for it. The instructions on mine didn't fully align with the guide. Like, watch, I'll show you. So if you can see, kind of, that is the other side of the case fan, and that's exactly where the heater fan is. And there is not enough of a gap. I mean, it needs like at least double of the gap space that's there. So I thought the same thing. I thought maybe it goes on the inside. It also says in the instructions that this guy, this whole heater should be at an angle to allow the bed to go down, and that the holes should be at an angle. My holes were not at an angle. They keep it completely flush. And so I was able to shift the bed over to give myself just a couple millimeters of clearance, so that way the bed won't hit the heater. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the same thing. I thought, oh, maybe it goes on the inside, but there's no space. Okay. It looks like 21 likes and 43 viewers. If you have not, please smack the like button. It really helps out the channel, and I will appreciate you. Okay, so let's check out mainsail. Let me refresh this here. Okay, so here is mainsail for it. It's got chamber heater, which I confirm does turn on, but it throws an error pretty quickly because it just doesn't see any change in temperature. Once I put the side panels on it, I will Once I put the side panels on it, I will run a PID tune and see if I can get that figured out and set up correctly. We've also got, oh, interesting. There should be, oh, here we go. Yeah. So we've got the fan for the HEPA filter, which is not a HEPA filter at this point. It's just a exhaust fan. We've got the chamber heater fan, and then we've got our layer cooling fan, and we've got our heatsink fan. These values were taken from, let's see here if I go. So these values were taken from the GitHub. Where are you, GitHub? SecKit Cube. They have a firmware folder, and they've got Clipper or rep wrap. So I went with Clipper, and then there is this one, this printer.cfg, and then there is another one which I think is user created. It says slows down XY homing to prevent damaging or moving the micro switch. I think I used a combination of the two, but man, I screwed around with them for quite a bit, so I'm not positive. I hope that this heater chamber is PTC. Yes. Yes, I believe it is PTC. How do you add your end stop section in main cell? How do you add your end stop section in main cell? What is weird, the type of design usually requires the heater to be mounted vertically, as you only need to keep the top of the chamber hot. There's a fan on the hey, what's up, Kenneth? There is a fan on the heater that does blow like through the shape of the printed part. I can actually show you. It's easier with a visual. Okay, so we go step files and we go to optional and we go to PTC heater box and we go to the STL. I can show you. So this is what the internal geometry looks like. So you have the heater mounted to the top of it, and then you have a fan right here, and the fan is pulling air through here, which then passes up through the heater, and it's kind of curved, so that way the air rises upward. So it might not be facing upward, but it's the direction of the airflow is pushing it upwards. I think that you had it on your V0, shows triggered and open. Oh, you're talking about, like, so under main cell, if you go to machine, right? Right here, is that what you're talking about? So you hit refresh, and then it'll show you the current status. So, like right now, it says open for X, and I'm holding down the trigger, and if I refresh it, nothing happens. I don't know if it's this Raspberry Pi, and it shouldn't be, because it's a Pi 4, and you know, I haven't used it for very much, but for some reason, the connection's been sort of spotty with it. Which sucks. But yeah, that's where you normally go to test out your end stops. Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up, Cyan? The heater works quite well in that setup 50C at no time. Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to test it out. I plan on installing the panels really soon. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what the issue is. There we go. It works fine. Like, I mean, once you get a job started. Okay, I'm holding down the switch. Let's see if it works. It doesn't want to refresh. Bizarre. I don't know why the Wi-Fi or the wireless on this Pi. There we go. I mean, it works. It's slow, but yeah, you can see now it says triggered. This is connected via USB. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the tramming. So with the config, there's the Z tilt right here. So we'll just do that really quickly. Pretty cool to see. I've never had a printer that can do that. So first we'll do is just home it. All right, and then we will run the Z tilt, which will tram the bed. You can see the bed correct itself. I know. So many printers, not enough time. And it takes, especially because I only do one stream a week, it just takes so long. And I can't, I don't know if I can just like build quickly. It's not me. I need to, we need to talk about things and get distracted at least 10 times per stream, which makes it take even longer. Okay, so that was successful. Let's run a quick mesh. No bed mesh has been loaded. Have you seen the update? Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. We could talk about that. So, for anyone that doesn't know, VZBot, he goes, what's his name? Does he go by VZ? That's usually what I see people call him, but VZBot is a person/printer project that is one of the most impressive DIY 3D printers I've ever seen. It's a CoreXY printer, mostly machine parts. I'm sure most that are watching this are heavily enough involved in the 3D printing space that you've probably seen it, but for those that haven't, I want to make sure we're all on the same page here. So if I go VZBot, I feel like we've looked at it before on this channel. The Vez is what he goes by. So this is his printer. This is just a short of it. But it's insane. The printer, I mean, these are slow speeds. Sometimes you have to slow down. So let's show one that's crazy. Like, there we go. 2,000 millimeters a second. It's disgusting.
That is still good. There we go.
It's nuts. Like this is real time. On screen chat. Oh, screen's okay. Let me refresh chat. I think we figured out how to fix it. Chat box. Refresh.
Let's give it a bit of time to build some walls.
Okay, I think it's working now. I don't know for sure. So yeah, the printer's insane. The printer has been available. I believe it's open source for quite a while. But he's been working on designing both an extruder, but a Goliath hot end, which is something that a lot of people have been really excited about. I believe it was in combination with Mellow. And it is just a monster. Like, I mean, the heat zone is disgusting. There's an air-cooled version and a water-cooled version as well. And this morning, he posted that it says, sorry to announce the Goliath release has been delayed or temporarily canceled because of patent infringement complaint, and it was banned from AliExpress. We are working to resolve the issue. In the meantime, stay VZD. So he hasn't said much about it, really. I mean, this came out 6 hours ago, and I was looking through the comments, and pretty much everyone is saying that it's a Slice engineering patent, which, for those that don't know, Slice is a company, I mean, most have to know, but Slice is a company based out of the US. They're out of Florida, and they have the Mosquito and the Mosquito Magnum and Copperhead. That's their setup. And they have at least one, if not a couple of patents. And based off what I'm seeing here, it seems that the main issue, I don't have a photo of his tool head, or the Goliath. Let me see if he's got a photo he's posted. It's my understanding, yeah, he doesn't have here. It's the way it's mounted. Something to do with, I believe, the way the hot end bolts to the heatsink is what's patented. So, and Slice has gone after another company. I think they went after, was it Fadis and their Dragon hot end? I believe that has been removed as well. And there's been some companies that have had some workarounds, like to sort of do similar things without infringing on the patent. I saw some people here mentioning, let's see, where was it? I believe the rumor is Slice by now. I don't know where I saw it, but there's a couple other ways that some companies have found, like with the XG extruder, or the XG hot end. And so some are making recommendations to basically change just the way that the hot end bolts. my concern is that I don't know how far along this was. I don't know how many units had already been produced. I don't know how difficult it would be to go back and swap out parts or change the machining. And also, I don't know how much of a desire VEZ will have to do that, given, you know, just given the circumstance. So it sucks. It's really unfortunate. I mean, it's the reality of it. I like, from my perspective, Slice protecting their patent, I don't know a lot about patents, and it's my understanding that patents are the type of thing where if you don't protect it, it loses, like, you lose your patent, or you lose your ability to protect your patent or something like that, which could be a big reason why they're sort of going after these, to just not let anything happen. Obviously, in the 3D printing space, the 3D printing space is propelled forward by a lot of the open source stuff that's out there. I mean, Clipper firmware is what it is because of open source, and Marlin is getting input shaping, and it's my understanding that a big part of that is because of Clipper having it being available open source. So it's definitely unfortunate. I mean, a lot of the stuff like belted printers, that's one of the reasons why I think we have to have 45 degree and not vertical with a belt, because I think MakerBot or oh god, MakerBot was purchased by big company Stratasys. Heated chambers is another one. So there's a lot of things that have slowed down the ability to expand and sort of evolve a lot of these printers because of patents. So it's tough. Like, from the business standpoint, of course, if you're a business, you want to make money, and if you can sort of prevent competition from being able to do what you're doing, so you have your window to make your money, like, it makes sense from a business standpoint. But from the other side and the community in 3D printing, it definitely sucks, and it's it's definitely against the general nature of 3D printing, and at least the rep wrap and the desktop space. It's a different world when you get more into the industrial 3D printers. It's all closed source, the firmware, the slicers, their materials, all that stuff. But down here, it's definitely less common of an occurrence. So the Fadus Dragon is still available, so they haven't stopped them from selling them yet. Interesting. They definitely did some like cease and desist to them. I don't know if they've changed. Wow, chat is tripping. Slice is doing a great job of protecting their patent. No one else connected the heater to the heat break in the manner they did, and they deserve the patent. Yeah, I've seen both sides of it, but it's a trademark that you have to prosecute or lose. Okay, gotcha. Pretty sure there were open source examples way before Slice. Yeah, I don't know all the details of it, but it's unfortunate. I mean, a lot of people were really hyped for this hot end. I hope that VEZ is able to figure out some sort of alternative method of mounting where it doesn't infringe on the patent, and he's still able to bring this really awesome looking hardware to market. So time will tell. There's not a lot of details right now, and it seems like he doesn't want to say a whole lot. It sounds like he's probably talking to legal based off of some of his feedback. So, you know, I guess we'll just see what happens there. It's protecting industrial and fair game, but this is community, so it's welcome. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do some printing. Yeah, I wanted to get a print up and running. We're going to be printing out the Zombie Hedgehog's spool truck, because he has talked about it many times, and I promised him that would be the first thing that we would print on this. So let me get this heated up. I believe right now, let me see. I'm gonna use Cura temporarily because I think Cura has a profile for their slightly larger machines, so I can just scale it down a little bit. It's not just mounting, it's supporting the weak. Ah, gotcha, that makes sense. So basically it acts as a reinforcement, so that way the stress doesn't just go on the heat break. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they end up licensing it out to others. That could be something that's kind of cool. I know that I thought originally E3D was licensing their nozzles to, God, what company was it? There's a nozzle company, but then they ended up acquiring them in the last year here. Okay, so let's quickly do this here. Configuration errors. I believe we have got, I believe SecKit's in here, which is cool. Am I wrong? No, SecKit. Yeah, so we're gonna go with the SecKit tank, which I believe is the closest. And we're just gonna go SecKit Cube. And we are going to change manage printers, machine settings. Okay, and this should be a 200 by 200, nope, 200, 200. We're just gonna start with that. I don't think Clipper is not in here yet still, which is crazy to me. All right, and we are going to go, let's go to printables. I believe it's called Swatch Truck. Yay, there we go. This should be a pretty quick print, and so afterwards we could print out the Dan spoke up about Planet Earth. I have to watch that. I don't think I caught the panel on it. I've met Dan a few times, especially when I was working at Matter Hackers. I mean, Matter Hackers sold Slice product, and so Slice actually worked at the same booth that I was working at for a show, so I got to talk to Dan, and they're nice guys. They're really nice guys. I know that, oh, Zodiac, yeah, Zodiac is the company I'm thinking of, that was making abrasive nozzles, or they at least teased it, and then they never came out, and E3D acquired them, which was pretty funny. All right, so let's go ahead and print this out. Downloads. What the heck? Oh, it's alphabet. No, there we go. All right, Swatch Truck. Is there any rules as far as how this is meant to be printed? Introducing, okay, here we go. This is created by Printables, so let me pull up this to this other window so we can slice it the way Zombie intended. All right, introduce 30 minutes, 10 grams, update, added 3 minutes. Print settings, 0.2 millimeter layers. So I'm gonna do that, 0.2, 0.2. 40% grid type infill. Ooh, that's a slow surface speed. Okay, we'll do this slow for this test. It says grid, yeah, 40% grid. And then we will go much quicker. I'm gonna go with like a 205C hot end temp, especially because we're printing slow. I normally would print hotter, but we're printing slow. And it's a volcano heater block, and so it shouldn't have any issue with flow, but surface. So is it saying just top surface speed? Is that all we want? Infill, top and bottom speed. Okay, yeah, so we'll leave everything at default, which is slow. This is not gonna be a very quick print. But we're gonna do top and bottom speed 40%, which I think is what it's saying for surface. Infill speed, wall speed, enable acceleration control. No, we don't want that. For surface, cool. Okay, so let's print this. What filament do we want to print with? An old Sidewinder profile. Sidewinder? Like the Sidewinder X1? I don't. I doubt. Or do I? Did you see it on here? I've changed computers so many times. No, I don't on here. I've changed computers so many times, have so many variants of slicers. Like it is so tough for me to keep track of profiles or slicing profiles. Ideally, what I would like to do, let me get this heating up really quick. What I would like to do is create some kind of a Dropbox, Google Drive situation where I save ones I'm happy with, because I lose them and it's super frustrating. That's not what we want. Where are we going? We are going, here we are. All right, so let's do preheat. Do we not have PLA? Oh, I guess I have to add it. All right, we'll just do extruder 205 and 680. All right, that's heating up. Oh, I get what you're saying. Because of it's got a volcano. I loved my Sidewinder. I ended up donating it. I ran it stock for a really long time with a 0.6 nozzle, just printing out PLA and PTG. And then I installed the drop effect Gosh, the OG drop effect. Oh, what was it called? That's not how you spell drop effect. Drop effect. Omnia drop. Yeah, it was the Omnia drop 2, I think. Yeah, this guy right here. I installed this on it, and I liked this a lot too. This was a really cool extruder setup, especially if you wanted to print flexibles. And I did print quite a bit of flexibles with it, but a buddy of mine, his Sidewinder broke, and he was trying to like help someone else that had a, did I say Switchfire? His Sidewinder broke, and he was trying to help someone else fix their Sidewinder, so I donated mine to him, and but it worked well. I really liked the printer a lot, actually. I made a 1/4-inch foam insulation board enclosure for it and printed. Oh, nice. Did you just upgrade the heat break then on it to like a bimetal or something like that? Okay, let's figure out what material we want to print. I feel like we should be printing with the Galaxy Blue for Zombie. Again, Shaddy's not here on the day we're printing his design. Let's do that. Let's do this. I'm gonna cut it off of here. All right. Let's go side. Let's unload. That's why I stayed away from ribbon mods. Titanium heat break, yeah. That is why I stay away from ribbon mods. Oh, mine caught on fire. Holy crap. What happened? Not ABS. We're just gonna do, this is the dark blue Polylite Galaxy PLA. That did not extrude enough. I never had any issues with the, I've used a couple of printers that use pins. The Artillery Genius was another one that I used that had like the ribbon cable set up. 1 second here, what am I doing? 50. Track. And it worked really well. The Sidewinder, oh. That's funny. It's going the wrong direction. We should change that. One of my pins did end up wearing down, but I never had any like fire or safety concerns with it. It just, I don't, it's been years. I don't remember right now. But I have seen a couple that have had issues using the ribbon cables on Twitter. Okay, direction pin, there we go. So it is going the wrong direction. I don't know if I need to restart to swap it, do I? Let's see, retract. Okay, yeah, we need to restart it. Hey, what's going on, Ed? My X1 started on fire. What happened? I don't understand. Because if the 1 second here. So if the thermistor wire went bad or the heater wire went bad, it should have triggered a thermal runaway. Like even if like the pin failed for it, it should still trigger either like a min or max error, which would kill it. Always, yeah, I usually do close and restart. It just, when I was playing around with this over the last week here, because the Wi-Fi has been kind of spotty on this Pi, it was a little bit annoying having to wait sometimes, but yeah, I agree. Usually just doing a restart. Retract, yes. Let's see, it should be good. There we go. Now we're moving the right way. I also need to figure out how I'm gonna feed filament into this. There's a hole on the back of the case. There's a little printout that's supposed to fit a PTFE guide tube. I just don't know. I didn't see any like any mounting solution for a spool holder. So right now I'm just using these little roller wheels, but eventually I'd like to have a spool holder that kind of mounts onto the printer. So we'll see. I have a commercial closed printer that has hardened steel and brass nozzle, and there's no option to redo PID tuning. Oh, interesting. No, we didn't break anything. the extrusion, or the direction for the extruder motor was inverted, but luckily it was not a big deal. Okay, so let's feed this into here. Let's go back to the side cam. Let's also move this so you guys can see it. Let's see. Fan wire melted and interesting. Fan wire melted and touched the hot end and torched. That is interesting. If the fan wire melted though, it wasn't the ribbon cable, was it? Extrude. Tell him it's in his favorite color, Datus. Yeah, that's insane. I would have trust issues too after that. Knock on all of the wood in the house. I've never experienced anything, I've never experienced anything like that with 3D printing. Like, and I've ran all sorts of pretty janky setups. I mean, 3D printing in 2014 was different than it was now. I don't know how many of them had thermal runaway and stuff like that back then. And yeah, I've been very, very lucky. I've had some like interesting stuff happen. I did have one Mingda printer that froze. So basically, it did have thermal runaway enabled, but there was some sort of error where if you set the printer to heat up and you plugged it into a computer, which I did, and I don't remember why I did that. I think it was either for Octoprint or to run a E-step calibration. It froze the state of the printer. So the hot end just kept basically heating up until it could no longer. It didn't trigger thermal runaway because it froze the board or firmware or something like that. And it was like, it was smoking. It was scary. After that, I emailed the company and refused to use it. I said, hey, I checked after and it did have thermal runaway and all that, but I was like, I don't trust this in my house. I'm sorry, I can't do anything with this printer. So I sent it back to them, I think is what I did with that one. That was the scariest instance I had. Yeah, that was a lot of smoke. No flame though. Okay, so let's see, we've got this. We are saving to disk. I need to set up wireless upload and print. And here we go. That was scary. I was sitting there, it was sitting next to me, I was at my desk and I was like, what is happening? What is happening? Once this gets going, I'll probably turn off the autofocus because it likes to freak out when the tool head's moving. Probably user error, but made me gunshot. Yeah, no, I would better be safe than sorry. Does Polymaker make a dark green ASA or ABS, or is the new Galaxy set going to have a dark green? So I don't know about the new Galaxy set. I don't know about the new Galaxy set. That I would love. They don't have a dark green, I wouldn't say. These are their three, I don't even know if this is considered a green per se, but they call it a, what do they call this? This is, okay, I'm not seeing a color on there. Why am I not seeing the name? Can I not read? What's happening here? Okay, this says green and this says lime. Okay, there we go. Wrong spot. So these are the three different, let's see, Sony. These are the greens they've got right now in ASA or ABS. This is ASA on the top. This is the Army Green, which is what I'm using on for the SecKit. This is lime, which is ABS, and this is just standard green, which is also ABS. This is probably your dark, well, I mean, I would say the Army Green's darker, but it's just a different tone depending on what you want. Also, the camera that I'm using has a really flat color profile. Because I use it for my videos, I ended up increasing shadows and highlights and stuff like that in post. So don't judge these colors exactly based off of what you're seeing on the camera. They're much more vibrant than what you're seeing. Yeah, the lime is bright. The lime is honestly, I don't want to say, so this is So this is Rat Rig Green ASA, and this is Lime. So it's definitely more, how would I describe? More of a Shrek green. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. It's more of a Shrek green. Oh, move out of range. I need to home this. But yeah, it is a nice green. Not quite as screaming loud as the Rat Rig green. Interesting. Why did we do that? Okay, let it heat up again. Best bet is to ask. Yeah, best bet is to ask Zombie. Type your question and Zombie will know. Or I can ask. Let's see where we're waiting. What color? Oops. What colors are coming for ABS Galaxy? How do you test your retractions on new printers? So typically I use whatever the manufacturer provides. My assumption, I don't like to assume things. I'm sitting for a sec, guys. My thought process is that a lot of the printers I test out might be used by someone that doesn't really know how to or want to tune that stuff. So let's see how it gets, or like what the quality is like using the manufacturer provided profiles. Realistically, I don't really have a set retraction method. Normally I print, so like, I mean, PLA is still the most common material I print with, and I print, is it heating up still? Yeah, it is. And I print with it between 215 and 220 in most instances, which is on the warmer side. And so primarily if I see stringing, I will drop it down 5C at a time. The lowest I usually go is 210. I think we're printing at 205 on this, but it's because we're printing very slow and it's a volcano heater block. So I'll start with lowering temp. That'll often help quite a bit. And then I can start tweaking retraction, usually just in small increments in the slicer. I have before used some sort of a retraction test, something like, let me see if I find something I'll show you. I mean, honestly, they're probably on Thingiverse, most of them, because they're so old. Let's see, so retraction. Yeah, I mean, something as small as this, I've used these before, where you basically just set your retraction distance, print it, and then adjust it in an increment of, 0.1 or whatever, whatever, maybe larger jumps at first and then kind of smaller jumps after once you get closer to the sweet spot, and then also the similar thing with retraction speed. But I often don't go through the process of doing this because what the manufacturer provides, or using a very similar machine, because everything is basically a clone of an Ender 3 or some other. It is tripping out. Why are we doing this? Move out of range. I'm gonna do a quick reboot of the firmware because sometimes it seems like the firmware trips out and it thinks it's in a different spot. Oh yeah. Let's home all. Yeah, stringing is often incorrect temps and retraction speeds. I don't have much issues with moisture, at least for the first 4 or 5 years of me printing. I lived in a desert and nothing really had problems. Now it's a different scenario. Plus when I moved to the beach, but the, all right, let's try this again. The, with moisture, usually more than stringing, I can tell by the surface quality. If it's really bad, you'll actually get some sort of steaming or popping that you can hear if you're close to the nozzle, or visually see the steam coming off of the nozzle. But usually you'll have a really ugly looking, like I can show, let me see here. I think it was on a review I did. Let's see. This is my first really bad experience with PETG as far as moisture. I never had problems with it. I never understood when people were having issues with it. And then we moved much more coastal, and it was a huge problem. I think it was on an Anycubic printer. You can see though the surface artifact in it. Okay, it's probably the Viper. I think it was the Viper. Let's check it out.
Over the years, I've seen many different 3D printing manufacturers come on.
All right, let's see. That was the Owl. Yeah, I'm almost positive it was this. That was TPU. Here we go. Check this out.
Here.
Okay, so you can hear the popping, I guess, but you wouldn't be able to hear it over this. You can see how ugly. Look at that. So that was all caused by moisture, which is, if you get steam, yeah. Usually the steam, I think I've only gotten from a pure nylon, like it wasn't a carbon or glass. I've definitely gotten it from PVA. Okay, we didn't set the, I guess I didn't set the Z offset, so we should probably do that. Let's kill it really quick. But yeah, that spool, I reset the firmware on this after doing quite a bit of tweaking with it, and I thought I'd already set the Z offset. So we were gonna go 60, we're gonna go 205. We'll just leave everything as is. Then I don't remember, let me see here. If I go clipper, we'll do the paper method, Z offset. Okay, so let's go ahead and home the printer again. At least it did fix the error that it was throwing by resetting the firmware. A YouTuber watching himself on YouTube. I reference my videos all the time. It's typically how I make notes on things I would like to improve, but there are a ton of things that I'll do and I'll like research heavily, make a video on it, not use it for a year or two, and then need to re-reference it. Like the E-step calibration video I did a couple years ago, I'll use it quite often. Oh, it's on at room temperature. Interesting. I didn't realize that. Okay. All right, so what we are gonna be doing, I'm gonna let it cool down for at least a minute or two here, but is the calibrating probe Z offset. So we are going to open this up, which basically shows us how to adjust it. And it's similar to using, just like the micro stepping or baby stepping, except we'll do this now and then. Technically, we could have just done that. I believe they have it built in once you start printing in Mainsail, where you can just baby step from here, but because it was pretty damn far off, so I'd rather get it at least as close to correct as possible, and then if we need to adjust it while it's printing, we can do that as well. Any reason to avoid a Pi? What's the best board to use with the Voron to be able to avoid buying Raspberry Pi? 0.1, yeah, you could get away with the Manta M4P. Since it's only 1, 2, 3, 4 motors, it would be perfect for it, actually. I mean, you can also use any variant of a, like an Orange Pi, or I think that, what's the company? Not Big Tree Tech, MKS? They have a, like their version of what has a Pi, like their version of a Pi, as well as a version that I think has a sort of built-in Pi, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't used them, but I was looking at them a while back. And then you can always just go with, wow, the chat is freaking out. You can always go with something too, like a laptop or a computer to run Clipper if you've got that. Man, heated bed's still at 50C. Yeah, this was crazy though. Where we lived before, we often had the window open, and because all of my 3D printing and studio stuff was in the living room, and on some filaments, it would work really well, and then halfway through the print, it would stop working quite as well. Up here, there was definitely more retractions going on, and you can see like kind of like how Nitram said, is stringy bits as well, but this one was like a very aggressive wet filament, and then this one also as well. I opened these both at the same time.
Portion where it was a little bit of moisture in it, but it was not as extreme as the.
And this one was less aggressive than the black PETG, but yeah, from this point onward, I basically, anytime I was gonna be printing with a PETG, would dry it. PETG, TPU, nylon, and definitely PVA. The only ones I haven't still had the need to dry are PLAs, ABSs or ASAs. I've never had any noticeable like quality degradation from printing with them. Manta M4P with CB1, I have it and we'll be trying it once. Yeah, I've been using I think it's the Manta M4P that's in the Huracan from Big Tree Tech or BQ, and it's been rock solid. I've had no issues with it. Why is there motion up the front door? Any thoughts on G-Tech filaments? I have a green one. I can't seem to perfect or chat. I've never used G-Tech filaments. I'm installing Big Manta with CB1 in my Ender 3 switch to our conversion, installing Clip on the CB1. Yeah, they've really fixed a lot of the issues they had early on. I don't think that they were, well, Delilah, hey, don't do that. I think that a big chunk of it was hardware related with the network stuff, and then they also seem to have kind of optimized their image a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna do this now. Hopefully I have a piece of paper, I think I do. Alright, calibrating probe set. The opposite is distance between the nozzle. The Clipper probe calibrate tool can be used to obtain this value. So we are going to run probe calibrates. And sure. Oops. Okay, so that's going to bring it to where it currently, it's bringing it further back than it should be. But that's our current gap, which is aggressive. It's right now 5.73 millimeters. So I'm just going to rip off, make sure it doesn't have my address on it. It's a shipping slip. I'm gonna place this here, and I'm going to, gotta go, work calls. Hey, thanks for stopping by, John. Have a great rest of your day. G91. One of them is incremental, while the other is coordinates. Edit the start G code, reset it because the first one is gone. Oh, one of them is incremental, while the other. Gotcha. Okay, that's probably what it is then. Because the profile I'm using was made for the larger printer. That makes sense. Okay, so what's this command? It is. Where are paper tests? Choosing the appropriate calibration method. Oh yeah, always perform the paper test at room temperature. Interesting. I don't know that I've always done that. Use an automated tool. Okay, so test Z equals, and we'll start with dropping it by 1 millimeter. Where are we? Here we are. Oops. Okay, we are getting closer. Let's do negative 0.1 now. Interesting. It's like it... Oh no, it's getting closer. It's just such small increments. That feels pretty damn good to me. It could probably be a hair closer, but I would rather, Hey, what's up, G-Funny? Bro, what is your first layer height setting? Do you go to 25% squish, or is it the same? It depends, Raj. I used to always do, my standard, like, hold on, let me save this just 1 second here, before I forget, and then I have to redo this. Once the manual probe starts, follow the steps, paper test. Once the complete, you can accept the position. All right, let's just go accept. Probe setting, save config. All right. Let's get this print started, actually. I feel like it's been the struggle here. Hey, what's up, Lisa? I prefer, interesting. Fluid has an interesting interface. I need to play around with Fluid a bit more. Yeah, I really need to play around with Fluid a little bit more. So, what was I gonna say? Yes, when it comes to the squish on the first layer. So, I was thinking the other day about, like, because of the extent of time I've been 3D printing now, that there's a lot of habits or, like, things that I do that I don't really have a good explanation for why I do them. I just do them because I've done them for so long and they work. Like, for the longest time, my default everything was 0.2 layer height, 0.24 first layer, 20% infill with grid, and then like 3, I think, for all walls and top and bottom perimeters. And it just is what has worked for me, and it's what I've used for just default printing all around. The 0.24 first layer was something that I started doing, or a bigger first layer, because bed adhesion and first layer calibration was just so bad when I started. Like the first printer I got in 2014, I could never get it precise enough, so I always had to go with a slightly beefier first layer to really get the bite down, but it's not really needed anymore. So there's some exceptions, like I think some will call for it. Like I think the 0G project for the Mercury 1.1 calls for a 0.25 millimeter first layer and then 0.2 after that. And there's certainly times where if you're maybe using like a more warp-prone material, that having a bigger first layer makes more sense. But most instances now, like I just run the same a lot of times, and it's fine as long as you've got your first layer set correctly. Then it shouldn't be an issue. If your first layer is 0.2, then you need to add 0.08 to it because of the thickness. Yeah, I never did that, man. I just went based off of how it looked or if it stuck. And same with like 20% grid infill. Like I don't know that I like grid infill, and I don't know that 20% is probably overkill for the majority of things I'm printing. Like 20% infill with like, let's just say 4 walls is a pretty strong part. And a lot of the stuff that I'm printing, especially when it's like knickknacks or doodads or testing a printer, I could get away with 12%, 15%, and it's totally fine. So I've started lately doing a little bit different, stuff in my day-to-day printing, which is like, again, same layer height, but using a lot more gyroid infill, which is fun. Lightning infill is pretty cool because you don't really get the strength from it, but it at least helps to keep your models from kind of collapsing. Let's see, it's looking okay. Much better than what we were getting before we did that. Yeah, we'll let it run like this. I do my infill at 0.8. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so you make the line width basically twice the size of the nozzle. Yeah, see, that's also my opinion too, Raj, is like, there's a lot of things where it works, and I know it works, and even if it wastes a little bit more infill or takes a hair longer, I'm happy with it because I know that it works because I've done it so many times. But it could be a hair closer. Do we have a brim on this? There's a brim on this. We're not gonna do a brim. All right, let's I also don't see, for some reason I'm not seeing baby stepping. I wonder if it's because let me see here. If I go to machine, printer.cfg, I have that. Does anyone know if there's a command that needs to be added to give you the baby stepping from the UI? I feel like normally it's, oh no, Z offset. It's right here. It's right in front of my face. Okay, cool. All right, let's change this. We don't want a brim. I'm cool with a skirt. Just like a 2-pass skirt to prime the nozzle. All right, try it again. Truck 2. Truck 2. It looks slightly different than I remember it. I swore before, maybe it's probably just something in the setting I need to change. We go to, I don't know, worry about it later. We're also going to do our giveaway. I forgot to announce it, but we will be doing our Polymaker giveaway, and I'll open that up in 5 minutes. All right, let's try this. Truck 2. And then we'll drop it down. Maybe, how much do I drop it down? We were doing 0.1 increments before, so maybe 0.0. 0.05. At least it wasn't a raft. I do my infill lines. Fewer lines, prints faster, same amount of plastic. Yeah, that's another thing too, is like I know that Chuck from Filament Friday, and I think it was it Tom or was it CNC Kitchen that was showing sort of how much quicker speeds you can get by using a wider line width. I'm sure I should be doing that, especially on parts that I don't really need to be super high strength or really specific. I don't know how it affects the tolerances of the parts. At least it wasn't a raft. I actually printed out, I don't know where it's at. I was testing out the Ender 5 Pro because I built it stock and wanted to make sure everything was functional before we do the conversion. The test file on there was a dog, but it had a brim on it. And I was like, man, I haven't used a brim in a long time. I still use brim for ABS for paranoia's sake. For ABS? Yeah, I think brims were something that I guess I used when I had really jacked up build plates. I think I had a build surface that was like pretty much destroyed. And so using that allowed me to, okay, let's go down one. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that. Let's go here. Bear with me. I'm gonna try to get the autofocus to turn off. There you go. It's on manual focus now, so it shouldn't freak out. Then I'll bring this light closer so we can see it printing. There we go. Hey, what's up, Ravenous? 0.38 on perimeters and 0.72 infill. Interesting. Internal walls 60 millimeters a second, infill 100 millimeters a second. For radius makes sense. I also draft shield. So in general, I print with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, 0.2 millimeter layer height, 4 walls, 10 to 20% infill, part dependent, 4 top, 4 bottom. We'll slow print down the first layer. Gotcha. Okay. Try fluid or RepRap firmware for web interface. Different philosophies may suit you better. Yeah, I need to try fluid. It looks like it's printing pretty well. I need to play around with fluid. Maybe I'll do that with this printer. Yeah, maybe I'll do it with this printer. Is there an easy way to swap to fluid from mainsail? I know in Kaya you can install additional ones, but I don't know how it works if you've already got one installed. If I just uninstall mainsail and install fluid, is that all I need to do? And also, will I lose my config.cfg or will it keep that in its place? I would imagine I need to change the config to be include like the mainsail file in the config, but you can run both at the same time. How does that work, running both at the same time? Interesting. I mean, I'm cool. We've got some time while this is printing. I'm cool with trying it. Let's go really quick here. I'm gonna save this locally just so I have it. Download. Sure. Let me see here. This is 204. All right. Copy your config, then write a new fluid image onto your storage card. And then... Oh, interesting. Copy your config, then write a new... But if I write a new fluid image, it's not going to override... It's not going to overwrite the SD card? Let's see if we go through... Hold on here. Nope. Nope. Why? Maybe I already had Kai on here. Okay, so Moonraker. So install. So if I just install fluid here. I thought someone told me that you can run both. Hey, what's up? You do it? How's it going? I thought someone told me that you can run both. Kaya running both Clipper and running both Clipper and nope, not Clipper. Mainsail and fluid. Running fluid, Kaya Clipper installation. Right, include.
See here is notice that I do have Clipper installed. I've got Moonraker installed, and it also noticed that I have Fluid installed, and of course
I just installed Fluid and changed what are sure you want to install
I'm not
while you are
explain
printing on the same
this.
card.
You can go back and take a look.
You can just change the default port number.
And it'll show you. There are multiple options we're interested in. Of course, there's install, update, and remove. will mainly fluid, you want to go back. Here that we're going to be working with either, but still it's interesting. 5 for backup, and here I'm going to where, so here 0, and it tells me the directory was created to work. 3 for the Moonraker database, which goes really quick. For the main, choose another port. You can choose any one you want to, although it runs either with any other webcam ports. Here the installer showing web interface. And so now mainsail is being installed. So here the installer showing us that Fluid is installed and running on port 80.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I will install it, but we will wait till after the print finishes. It's such a short print. Oh, it's such a short print. That's what I do. Yeah, Catman's basement. I would think it wouldn't screw up the print. How much longer is the print? Let's see. About 20%. We could try it. No, I don't want to try it. I'm worried that it will screw it up when it connects, or I'll screw this thing up. We'll wait. It looks simple though. It looks like basically once you run install in Kaya for the other web interface, it basically either will assign a port to it, or you can choose one. You need to choose a different port for mainsail. The following web interfaces listening at port 80. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's filament giveaway time, duh. All right, let me post this in the chat. Shorten URL, copy. All right. If you have not hit the like button, please do so. It really helps the channel, and I appreciate it. The channel has been growing a ton, which has been awesome. Thank you, everyone. So let's go ahead and post this in chat here. Heading out, have a good stream. Oh man, G-Funny's taking off. All right, brother, have a great night, man. Hey, if you're still there, I was gonna ask you, do you happen to know the wire colors you used on the ADXL Pico, and where they need to go on the ADXL? Because I found the Pico flasher and I was going to get it to run input shaper, and the ADXL was missing off the end of it. I have no idea how, but it is. And so I was going to install another ADXL, but I don't know which color wire needs to go to which pin on there. Hey, what's up, Eggy? If not, I'll message you later on. I was playing around with it, and I don't know what happened. I don't know how the ADXL fell off the end of it, or where it would have ended up, but it did. I think it's in. Put it in here. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Sounds great. Thank you. I am doing great. I am happy. I'm happy that this is done. Well, not done, but like at least the majority of the build's done, and now it's basically just clean up. I'm gonna add the panels to it probably in the next week here, and then maybe I'll run input shaper first. But just kind of like cleaning things up a bit, but the majority of it's done. It was definitely a challenging build. I would say one of the most challenging builds I've done. The V0.1 was a more challenging build than this, but the instructions were quite good and there was resources, while for this, the instructions were okay at best, and it left a lot up to interpretation, which was very interesting. I do think it's improved quite a bit since we started building it, and I did provide a lot of feedback and probably will provide some more after I've got some more time printing with this, but it just made it really challenging. It made it really challenging. So I'm happy with the frame. I'm happy with the motion system. The hot-ended extruder, I'm like, it just, because of all of the stuff I've been using, it just seems so dated. Not that it can't print fine, but I want a different hot-end extruder on this. Yeah, super exciting. Iggy won the 1,000 subscriber Fabrico Voron 0.1 kit giveaway, and has been waiting to get parts for it and like the printed parts for it, and finally went forward with it on his own this last week and basically wrapped up the entire printer. He's been showing it off in the Show Off Your Projects channel, and it's been super exciting to see. Switch to my toolhead. Your toolhead, I think I saw your toolhead. You have the crazy like fan setup, right? Because I was on the, I don't know what, I think it was when I was doing the wiring. I was trying to see if I can find other cube pictures out there so I can answer some of the questions about like orientation of parts. And I'm pretty sure I saw that you had this crazy looking one. LGX Lite Rapido and a dual 5015. That sounds like an awesome setup. I have the LGX Lite, I can order the Rapido, and I think I've got 5015s. Can you link me to it, Booty? If you've got it posted somewhere, I won't use it for the initial video review. I just want to use it stock as it came, but that sounds like a pretty sweet setup. Also just sent you the pics of the first plastic. Let's check it out. If you have not, the Polymaker giveaway link is posted in chat. It's going to be open for another 20 minutes, and then we will draw a winner. It's for a spool of Polymaker filament, any of their PLA, ABS, ASA, or PETG shipped globally. And yeah, it is awesome filament. That's what I'm running on Simple Core, LGX Lite, Rapido, dual 5015s. Nice. All right, let's check out the print. You said show off your projects? Where the heck is it? There we go. Ooh, Panzer, those skirts are looking gorgeous. The 2.4 skirts. Okay, Steve's Tridex. Del Mar. Oh, serial number video. Okay, I need to watch that too. Okay, let's watch this too. There's, all right, we'll check this out first, and then we'll check out Iggy's print. So this is Del Mar's Trident. Is that a custom? Wait, is that like a custom splash screen? That looks awesome. That looks really good. Is there audio? I don't think so. Stealth burner. Nice. Temp was it temp and humidity sensor? Yeah, it looks so good. Oh, nice. And camera. Camera is not, that's not included in the LDO kit, is it? That's something you added? Damn, the camera looks really good. What camera is that? I mean, it's clearly, it looks similar to, G-Funny sent me a wide-angled one, and I bought one too. It looks good. Yeah, the stealth burner looks gorgeous with the both the LEDs for lighting up the print as well as the LED, like the status LED. No audio added camera, and the splash screen you have to search for and design for. Okay, oh, it's the Panzer cam. Sweet, thank you. Is that the faceplate? Is that Sparta 3D? It looks sparkly. I forgot the Trident uses lead screws for the 3-point. Are the lead screws used the same style as the V0, where they're integrated into the NEMA motor? Obsidian, yeah, the Obsidian is beautiful. Ooh, and you got, is it a nozzle wiper back there, dude? Dude, fancy. That's fancy. Would you use, oh, and you've got clicky set up. What did you use for the nozzle wiper? Is it just like brass brush material? I can't really tell from here. It looks really good. Hey, Swatch truck. Nice. It looks like Revo. Yeah, that thing looks sick, man. Great job. Like, it looks awesome. I use a Logitech C920. Oh yeah, the C920 is a really solid webcam. They're just pricey. I mean, I don't know what they go for right now. They went up in price substantially because of COVID and like everyone working from home and just cameras being something more in demand, I guess. Yeah, it looks awesome, Delmar. Great job, man. Look at that Swatch truck. That's sick. Thanks for posting that. All right, an Eggy. Ooh, nice. Booty's making progress. Looks like there's an Orbiter. Is it an Orbiter? I think it's an Orbiter. Yeah, it's Orbiter V2, right? Ah, the maiden print. It's so exciting. This is the first cube off of Eggy's V0. He said it was just PLA, but still, it's just exciting to see the parts functioning as they should. Oh, sweet. So this is your tool head for this. Yeah, this looks good, dude. This is probably what I will end up doing. I haven't used the Rapido yet, and I've heard great things about them. Dual blowers will be nice. Yeah, dual blowers will be really nice. And then I have an LGX Lite that was supposed to go in a V0.1, but I might be waiting and just converting it to the mini stealth burner when that comes out, when the instructions and all that comes out for that. It's looking pretty good. We're at 72% on this guy. If you want to feel better about your prints, check out the Swatch truck makes. Are they rough? God, so good looking. Can't wait for the mini. Yeah. Brass brush in the, oh, interesting. Brass brush in the LDO kit, and Catman's Basement did the brush. Oh, funny. I gotta subscribe to Catman's Basement. I don't know that I've watched his stuff before, but the fact that you mentioned him right now and this video is what came up, I need to check his stuff out. I've looked hard to find the right shape and size. I'll have to mod one. Can you do a review of the Creality Spider? I don't really have any desire to do a review of the Creality Spider. It's a little, I still need to figure out how I want to do reviews for things like extruders and hot ends. Like, you can check flow, but I don't have, oh, I guess I could run Stefan's like extrusion test where it lays down a certain amount of filament at different flow rates, and then you measure them on a scale and you can see at what point the drop off is and how much, like, you know, sort of how it drops off. But in general, it's tough to test things really other than flow and then just sort of visually inspecting it. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Kevin, AKA Sam, is in the house. What's going on? Gets hot, yes. Gets too hot, no. Hey, what's going on, Mitchell? Happy Wednesday. I did my first race track print. Works amazing. Wait, what works amazing? You talking about the spider? We've got 13 more minutes on the Polymaker giveaway. Let's see, we have got 40 entries and 70 viewers. That means 30 of you don't want to enter in for the filament. You guys are either super generous or or just forgot. The one is a two. What do you think of the carbon fiber parts? I think they're fine. I mean, hey, what's up, alien? Dude. Look at livestream Discord. Okay, you can check how much you need to cool until you get heat creep. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what people, I might do a survey of what would you like to see from a hot end if I were to cover it, and sort of like see if I can put together a bit of a standard. That might make it more interesting. Okay, you should check out live streams. Oh, live streams. Ooh, sick. All right, this is Panzer's video. Make this full. Oh my god, hold on. That's funny. Let me turn off this. Did you add speakers to it, or is that in the editor? Hold on. Can I make it louder? No. Meep meep. That's awesome. Let's go back here. Kevin, was so glad to see your latest video. Thank you very much. Yeah, for anyone who didn't see it, I did a video on sort of like the state of the Ender 3 in 2022. I thought it'd be interesting. Bedslingers get like so much shit on them because of CoreXY's out there, but they're still like such viable units for awesome projects or just getting people into 3D printing, or if you don't necessarily need the to win every speedboat benchy race, like they're still great printers. And so Steve says, how do you enter? There's a form in the top of the chat box. You just have to enter, I think it's Discord name, email, and YouTube name, just so that way I can get a hold of the winner with the link to Polymaker. But yeah, I highlighted some of the coolest projects that I've been kind of either done myself or kept a look on, and one of them was Kevin, aka Sam's mod, of course. And then I also mentioned his Clack Ender, as well as his crazy like quad IDEX monstrosity that he's been working on. I had some, oh gosh, not Edge of Tech, Lost in Tech messaged me on Twitter about that. I was like, did you say quad IDEX? And I was like, yes. Kevin is a mad scientist. I'm about to start my first Voron build as soon as all the parts are done. I expect that to be tomorrow. What are you building, Aaron? What are you going with for your first one? Hey, what's up, Squirrel Brain? It is alive. Still needs to be tuned. I've only done, I did PID tune the hot end and the bed, if I'm not mistaken, but I also reset the firmware, which makes me think that I probably need to redo it. And then I need to run input shaper, pressure advance, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's alive. Everything's functioning. The heater heats up, like the case heater actually heats up, and the exhaust fan on the back works. So I'm pretty happy and proud of that. I've never used an Octopus, let alone an Octopus Pro. I've never used closed loop steppers. And there's just a lot more going on with this build than quite a few of the other printer builds I've done. So the fact that it works and we didn't magic smoke is awesome. Hey, it's done. Yeah, I have a speaker connected to the Pi and triggered the sound via Clipper macro. That's amazing. Yeah, the Meep Meep's awesome. Link to a version of that flow test. Link to a version of that flow test. Oh, sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I might need to just ask you guys and ask everybody, what is it that you want to see in an extruder VV video or an extruder video as well as a hot end video? Use that to see what I can sort of put together on my end and create some sort of a standard, because I would like to create like a spreadsheet of sorts where it's like, here's this info that I discovered, you know, and that way people have it as a reference as well. There was a long chat waiting for a Nero stream Discord. There was a long chat waiting for a Nero stream Discord. I had some good videos posted. Oh, I need to check them out then. Oh, nice, 0.1 LDO. That'll be a really fun printer and really cool build. What model are we printing right now? This is the Swatch truck, and I promised Maker Viking that I would print out his Hedgehog next, so we're gonna do that right after. As I mentioned earlier, I'll play some more with the sound integration with Clipper macros when the serial is done. Please share those, Panzer, that's really cool. I don't want to advertise anything, but I really try my best to keep the Ender 3 on the race. with the newer projects like the Clack, the Frankenstein duct, or the Batman Mew. I just love this printer. Yeah, it's honestly, I said it, I think I said it, yeah. The majority of my printers are still bed slingers, and I use them as often as any of the CoreXY printers. I often, like, yes, want a print done quickly, but I'm not trying to get it out as quick as humanly possible. And the speeds that they can push with Clipper and some cooling is, you know, pretty impressive. Okay, so what is the info we're supposed to be seeing based off this truck, zombie? Let me turn on the. I'm excited for the. I want to install the Clack Ender on the Micro Swiss. I think you said you haven't finished the revised version of it, have you? When I was doing the stream, you had mentioned that you were working on like a V2 or something like that. Okay, that is too close. It looks pretty good. There is, I would say, some slight over extrusion. Let me see if I can bounce it off the light for you guys to see. It's tough because of the glitter. I will give it that. And the camera, it's very close. So there's some slight over extrusion on the very tippity top layers. Let me see if I can kind of get that. There you go. You can see a little bit of there. But honestly, it looks pretty sharp. I need to check to see what 0.1 is fused. Wait, are these? Do these wheels free spin? They don't, right? Oh my God, they do. Oh my God, they do. That is freaking cool. Okay, so that I wasn't aware of. Yeah, so, wait, where is it? Is this point? This is 0.03. So I got this guy. I didn't realize that the wheels spun with the tolerances. Let's see. 0.1 is definitely fused. 0.2 is not fused. I think it needs a little bit of love. 0.2 might have fused as well internally. And they're on the top layer. I can't really tell. Yeah, 0.2 is kind of stuff. Oh, how about the carbon fiber parts? That's right, you asked about that. I mean, they're fine. I don't know how much benefit there really is. I mean, carbon fiber is known to be what? Stiff and lightweight, which is cool for speed. I don't know how much of a difference in this case it's making. So the carbon fiber parts are primarily the tool head, right? Like that's the really what it is. I mean, the downside of the carbon fiber parts is that you need to seal the edges, but it's not that big of a deal. But I guess I'm indifferent about it. I don't know how much of a, for general day-to-day printing, I don't know how much of a difference it makes. If you're going for just top level performance, maybe each gram will count. But yeah, I'm indifferent. I mean, I think it's cool. Carbon fiber, it looks great. It's lightweight, but I think you need to do X and Y ESA calibration. Please post this on Discord. 0.3 should be loose. 0.2 should be free with minimum effort. Needs pliers. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so 0.3 was not loose. Clack Rev 2.1 actually, guide is almost done. I set myself a time to finish this week, which is tough, but I've tried my best. Okay. Yeah, when you get that done, I want to install it. That is definitely up on my to-do list. So yeah, we definitely need to do some tuning. 3 is now free spinning. It did take a little bit to get going. But let's go ahead and print out, let's get the hedgehog going. Let's see here. I don't know what it's called. Is it on print? Is hedgehog? Oh, I think I saw it. No, I didn't. Maker Viking, there we go. Here's this cute hedgehog. Yeah, we're gonna print this next. This is Viking's, I think, first publicly posted ZBrush model. Let's up the speeds a bit on this though, for fun. Let's see. Prepare. Do they support print files to replace carbon fiber parts in case? Yeah, I think they do. That's a great question, Kevin. I'm almost positive they do. Let's see. carbon fiber extruder carriage. So they do have the carriage, or they do have, I don't know if they have all of them. There's the carriage. The other thing I don't know though is, I mean, I would imagine you'd be fine to 3D print it out. I think that these are primarily here for being able to model your own mounts off of them. Wait, I just looked at that one, didn't I? We did. I don't know if they have all of them. Upper belt clamp. So these are the carbon fiber upper belt clamps. They do have this portion as well. So it looks like 3, 4. Yeah, so it looks like they have 1, 2, 3, all of the tool head parts, but they don't have the two sort of simpler parts that are on the left and right side of the X linear rail. At least I'm not seeing them right now. Also, I will.
The feedback. Thinking of milling some CF for my builds.
Hey, Bernard, thank you very much for the $10. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Thinking of milling some carbon fiber for my builds. Have you milled carbon fiber before? And what setup would you be milling it on? My concern is just with the carbon fibers getting in the air. I know that we sold CNC machines when I worked at Matter Hackers years ago, and if anyone called and asked about carbon fiber, it was like, no, death, don't. So I would make sure if you're going to do it that you do it, you know, like have a really, really good extraction system. The things I've seen, like a lot of it was actually underwater where they were milling it. So that way, my tool head replaces one carbon fiber plate with printed. Okay, sweet. So that way the dust, yeah, exactly. Kevin said that, don't you mill? That's what I thought as well. Is so that way the carbon fiber doesn't actually enter the air and it just sticks with the water, and then you can, you know, have it basically go away with the water through some sort of filtration system. Hey, Hedgehog. Thank you very much. You changed your name? Hedgehog Makes? Is this a new permanent name or a temporary name? Gas for the spots truck. Thank you very much for the $5. Okay, let's get, I'm getting distracted here. We need to pick a winner, and we also need to get a print started. So if you haven't entered into the Polymaker filament giveaway, the link is in chat. Do so now. I'm going to get this print started, and then we will draw a winner. Okay, Hedgehog final. Adorable, super adorable. It's so cute. All right, let's see. We'll leave 0.2 wall lines. Let's do 3. I'm cool with that. Infill that is aggressive. Let's go with. We'll stick with my old faithful. Let's raise this to 210. I'm cool with that at 60. Okay, let's raise up the print speeds. I am going to do. We're going from 60 to 150 millimeters a second. With a wall speed of 120. Inner wall speed I do not want to be double. We'll keep that at 130. Bottom and top we'll do 40. Initial layer speed, wait, bottom and top. Sure, then travel speed, let's just go 300. Minimum layer time, yeah, that's fine, we'll leave that. It's gonna need cooling since it's PLA, and there's some overhangs on the quills. All right, let's see how this does. Go 200 millimeters? I wanna do increments, man. Going from 60, I want to step into the crazy. Also because it's not tuned either with input shaper, I'm worried that it's gonna affect quality a fair amount. Let's see how it does though. Upload and print. The filament is, oh, it's small. Let me see, what am I missing here? This is my business account now. Oh, interesting. I like it. It's official. Not until later this year. The carbon fiber wrapping seems fairly safe as long as you don't cut it. Yes. A small mill is definitely on the to-do list. Ivan Miranda has a great project about a tiny CNC I will build one day. Yeah, Ivan's got some awesome projects, man. It's so, I just love watching him geek out on his stuff. It's incredibly entertaining and inspiring. This is Polymaker's Polylite PLA Galaxy Dark Blue Filament. It is beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove the giveaway form. Give everyone another 60 seconds or so to enter in if they are filling it out. How many do we have? All right, 57. Hey, we are at 66 likes. Nice. If you have not smacked the like button, please do so. If we can somehow hit 100, that would be incredible. All right. Yeah, let's do this thing. I'm excited to see this print at a little quicker speeds. What are we doing? Yeah, we're doing a giveaway. All right, so 58 responses. And let's go to Wheel of Names. Bam. All right. Another week, another drawing. 69 now. Oh, nice. Galaxy Dark Blue, Ivan. Yes, Ivan just seems like an awesome dude. I would love to just like have a beer or two with Ivan and just talk about 3D printing, making stuff. Like, he just seems like such a fun character, man. It's like a kid in a candy store every time. It makes me so happy. All right, here we go, everybody. Massive thank you again to Polymaker. They are an official sponsor of the channel. They've been sponsoring us full of Filament every single week for many months now, which is incredible. And yeah, they're awesome. I mean, they did a 50% off coupon code last week or the week before, which was insane, and they've been incredible. So massive thank you to Polymaker. If you want to pick up some of the filament and support the channel, there is a link down below in the description, and there is a first-time coupon code if you've never purchased their filament before that you can use to get some additional discount off. All right, on that note, let's shuffle this up. Good luck to everybody. I didn't see your monsters stock up. Hey, what's going on, Liz? 3, 2, 1. Scott Korn. That is a new one. Congratulations, Scott. At least I don't think I've seen a little confetti action. Congratulations, Scott. Hey, there he is. Yeah. So I will email you tonight, very most likely, and it will contain. Why are we not printing? It will contain. Okay, someone told me I needed to remove something from the starting G code, so we'll do that quick. It will contain a link to a form where you will just enter in the filament you want, your address, then Polymaker will get that shipped out. If you're in the US, it typically ships via Amazon Fulfillment in like, usually you'll get it in like 2 days, maybe 3. If you're in Europe or somewhere else that's not in the United States, it's longer. Like I think Eggy's was about 2 weeks, and same with Panzer's, but it is awesome, and yeah, congratulations, Scott. Okay, that's not how you spell my name. All right, so let's see. Cheer, pizza.
Pizza.
Okay. So someone said earlier that the reason why it's throwing that error is due to the starting G code, and that it's the or was it G90 or G91? So let's see here. Manage printers, machine settings. Okay, so we've got auto bed tramming, pressure advance. Interesting, the pressure advance is already in here. Which command would be doing it then? Yeah, pizza sounds great. I don't know. Oh no, we're having leftovers. Aaron made it was like ground beef, bell peppers, onion, carrots, squash, and zucchini in a Dutch oven yesterday, and we got leftovers. I got mine in Belgium after less than, oh nice. Okay, so I guess it just depends on where you're at. I know Eggy's took like 2 weeks, and same with Panzer's, and Panzer's is in Sweden. Kevin, okay, I'm out for today. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Kevin. And seriously, keep kicking ass with all of the projects, and please ping me when 2.1's documentation is done. That's definitely something I want to install on the V2. Studying at the Hedgehog print myself right now. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know what the heck. Is it the X-Men, gantry height, G-code flavor wrap? I don't know what's causing it to, oh, no, it's NG code. Z15, I don't see anything here that looks like it'd be out of range. I'll play around with it. Would it be the wipe? There is no wipe on this one. There's no wipe built into the starting G-code. It's just the skirt. Hey, what's up, Steve? Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know. And it's weird that when I restart the printer, so if I go firmware restart, it clears the error. Wait, must be homed first. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very not certain. This isn't the first time I've seen this error, and I think it's typically in Cura, so I don't know. For anybody that hasn't been watching on Sundays, I've been watching some of the streams after the fact, but let me get it started. Steve is working on a Tridex, which is a Trident to IDEX conversion, and I believe it's the same one or based off of Eddie the Engineer's Trident IDEX, which I think I saw at Murph briefly. I don't remember, I think it was the Trident IDEX, not a 2.4 IDEX, but it looks insane. One, it's a super ambitious build. A 3D printer with one head is quite complicated. A 3D printer with two heads is very complicated. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it all turns out because it's really cool. IDEX is by far my favorite form of dual extrusion 3D printing. I don't like mixing extruders that are 2 in and 1 out, and I don't care. Well, I don't like mixing extruders that are 2 in and 1 out. I don't like dual hot ends and extruders that are stationary because it's just very easy for one nozzle to bump one. The best, in my opinion, dual extrusions are similar to like either Race 3D or Ultimaker's setup where there's either a mechanical switch that gets hit on the tool head that raises and drops one of the tool heads, or I think on Ray's, like on their Pro 2 line, they use some form of a servo inside of the tool head. But aside from that, IDEX is by far my favorite. There's just some additional things you can do like duplication mode or mirror mode, which is neat, but the thing I really like is that when you're printing with one of the heads, the other one just gets the hell out of the way. So there's no risk really of like crashing or bumping if everything goes correctly. And you can have a tiny little purge bucket off to the side to catch all of your purged filament. So you typically don't need, depending on the setup, you don't really need to have a prime tower because you can just purge a little bit into a bucket. There's just a lot of pros of the IDEX setup. So it is really cool. It is really cool that he's built to do one of those builds. I love the Tridex build, it's so nice. Yeah, it is probably the coolest IDEX printer I've seen. Like I've seen BCNs, and I've seen Maker Gears, and I've seen a few of like, I mean, I have the SV04 ironically on the ground, like 1 foot from my right foot because I'm using it for a video. But like it's, the Trident Tridex looks incredible. It's definitely up there for like the coolest IDEX printer I think out there. So it would be cool to see a true IDEX that isn't industrial. Yeah. And we're off. With Clipper, typically you keep most of the start code in printer config. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's a macro, right? That's right. With Clipper, a lot of times you're starting G-code as a macro. Let's see. We'll let this print for a sec here. Once it starts ramping up in speed, we'll check it out. Let's see. Sonar printer, CHG. Inductive sensor. Huh. I don't know if there is any macros really set up in this one, unless it's no different. Is there a different file I'm not seeing? I don't think so. Main sail, Moonraker, printer, sonar, time lapse. Yeah, I don't think I need to add some macros to this. There's not The SecKit Cube, which is what this printer is fairly new. So there's not a lot of info or reference points on it. The SecKit Tank and the SecKit Go, there's a lot more info, especially on the Facebook group. So you can, you know, get like slicer profiles or config.cfgs or macros or mods and stuff like that. There's really not a lot for the Cube right now. Do I have a link for the model? Yeah, you guys want to, here you go. Cute hedgehog. Oh, God, you guys are on the other window. Bam. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe that's not what you wanted. Oh, Tridex with 2 ERCFs. Oh, God. That sounds insane. Yeah, that sounds, that sounds insane. Yeah, I posted there's nothing else that's being pinned right now, so I'll pin it. If anybody wants to print Maker Viking's model, this is his adorable hedgehog. This little cutie right here, we are printing out. It's kind of cool because it's made by Viking, but it's sort of like a tribute to Zombie Hedgehog as well. Our Erin ordered some baby shower invites because she's going back to California for a baby shower at her parents' house, and they have hedgehogs on them. Ever since Zombie Hedgehogs come into the streams, I just see hedgehogs everywhere now. Yeah, absolutely. I saw it the other day and thought it was adorable, so I'm glad that you came in here, and it worked out perfectly because the Swatch truck is a pretty short print, so this was a perfect follow-up to that to go a little bit quicker. Although it's not going super quick. I think Kira usually ramps up speed, so hopefully we'll start to go quicker. Let's see here. Yeah, that is slow. That's 40 millimeters a second. Acceleration set to 5,000. Thanks, Zombie. Cat food for the hedgehog. Appreciate it. Yeah. I wonder if you could set up one ERCF to feed to multiple extruders. I don't know how you could. I mean, it would take some heavy modification because it's basically one arm, right? That where the gear. I don't know, actually. I haven't looked. It's been a while since I've looked in the ERCF. I haven't built one. But I feel like there's one drive gear that basically pressure gets applied to, which feeds it. I feel like it would be tough to do two. Hey, Aaron! It is a hedgehog. That's so funny. I'll get the Prusa on hedgehog duty when the Deadpool bust is finished in 22 hours. Nice. Out-of-range errors are commonly caused by putting a printer in relative positioning mode and not sending it back to absolute. Make sure you have G90 at the end of your start G code. Interesting. Let's check it really quick. Oops. There we go. Okay, you said usually by setting it, so G91. There's no G91 at all. I can add a G90 to the end, of it, but I don't see any G91. There's a G92, and that's it. Or two G92s. Let me see here. Oops. Holy crap. Scott. The note. Dude, thank you very much, Scott. That's insane. $50 donation, mini modbot diaper fund. You are awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I will tell Aaron. We will get our first thing of diapers. We got a Costco membership not long ago, so we will go to Costco and get diapers. It's actually funny. One of the first people outside of family that I told that we were having a baby was one of my buddies, Chris, and he told me, start stocking up on diapers now. He's like, you will not believe how fast you'll run through a big stash of diapers. So that's funny, and we haven't purchased any yet, so I will definitely put that towards it. Thank you very much, Scott. You are awesome. I really appreciate that. Yeah, yep. Aaron is Aaron is preggo. We found out the day after her 30th birthday, so July 10th. And because we moved from California to Idaho, it was a mess. It was a mess to get insurance sort of transferred over, so we weren't able to see a doctor for a couple of months, I think, which sucked. So I wanted to wait until we had seen a doctor or two to make sure everything was okay, and then figure out a time to tell our family and stuff like that. So we just announced it, I think this last weekend. But yeah, we are excited. We found out a week and a half ago that it's a baby boy. So now I need to find out all the cool 3D printed things to make and laser cut stuff for the walls and do some painting and all that stuff. But yeah, we're super excited. Baby is due end of March. End of March is what the doctors are saying. So yeah, VZBot coming in 2023. We're excited. We're super excited. Don't get too many of that size. Consider that some payback for everything you guys did to help me with the situation with the hotel scanner. I appreciate it. That was not intended to be a I get you, you get me later situation, but I really appreciate it, Scott. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to get building on the Mercury 1.1. Like I said, I watched your video series once the first time quite quickly just to get a general idea, and then after I realized that there wasn't a step-by-step guide for the entire process, I watched it much more heavily to get a good idea of kind of the steps. And then Dutch did share a CAD file of the Mercury 1.1 that I can use as a reference, just because it will be nearly impossible for me to reference your video series on stream for the entirety of it. But they have been super helpful. Kids grow fast, get several sizes. Yeah, we will. We definitely will. I forgot to congratulate you. This will be an awesome journey. It's amazing, horrible. Yeah, we're excited. I didn't grow up around kids. Like, my mom's family lives in Europe, and my dad's family, there's like drama from before I was born for most of them, so I just haven't met a lot. I didn't really. Oh man, Liz, thank you very much for the donation. Congratulations. Matt Lantry, thank you for the $10. Love the content, buy diapers. Any chance you'd consider doing a budget TP rundown comparing different cheaper brand stuff? Maybe. I would need a little bit more detail. Oh man, you guys. Luke, congratulations. Wow, that's awesome, and thank you. Oh my god. Dude, Luke. Jeez. Thank you very much for the $100 donations. You guys are nuts. Until you get a baby registry that you're willing to share. Thank you. We did finish a baby registry. I hadn't planned on posting it publicly. Lisa messaged me privately asking for a link, and I did share it. If there's interest, I'm happy to share it. I had planned on keeping it just like for Aaron, like the people going to the baby shower. But if there's interest, I can share it. But thank you very much. That's insane. Everybody, you guys are incredible. I appreciate all the support. I don't have words. Like, I'm just happy to be able to show up and have such awesome people. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be exciting. We're very excited. Nervous. I mean, we moved 1,000 miles away from family and everybody. So it's definitely. It's gonna be a whirlwind, I'm sure, but we're super excited. Ben, thank you very much for the $5 Canadian Scotch fund. I appreciate that. I do like a good Scotch. I definitely like a good Scotch. mod.exe has stopped working. I have three grown kids, and they are the greatest joy and frustration. Yeah, I told Aaron I was not a good kid once I hit high school, especially my teenage years. I was a bad kid. I got in a lot of trouble. I was really rebellious. I don't know what was wrong with me. And it took me a lot of years and to really like reflect on that. And I told Aaron though, I was like, let's hope that our kid is more like you as far as at least the teenage years, because she was way more mellow. I was out running around doing all sorts of crazy stuff. If only I had 3D printing when I was younger, maybe it would have been a more constructive outlet for me to put all of my energy into versus just getting in trouble and doing not good things. So, thank you, Zombie, for the adorable sticker. I think it's a lemon head. It looks like a lemon head on a still wearing a cape. Did you have ADHD? I would say severely undiagnosed, yes. I always, in school I always got in trouble for just not shutting up and talking, and I remember when I was in like middle school, I got in trouble for making these little pens where you could put like an airsoft BB in them and you pull the spring and it shoots them out, and I was just getting in all sorts of trouble. I don't know. I was just creative, but using my creativity in the wrong places. Pie! Oh my gosh. Thank you very much for the $50 donation. I wish Erin was here. I'm bummed. Erin, she definitely sends her thanks and love to everybody as well. She'll be shocked. But yeah, I will send photos. Scott, I will post a photo when we buy a big box of diapers, and Pi and Luke and everybody else. I'll send a photo when we get something probably from the registry with the funds. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, you guys are nuts. Thank you guys. Let's go here. Yeah, she sometimes is able to watch the stream at work. She tries her best, but today, like, one of the main ladies is coming in, so I don't think she's able to watch unless she's on break. She'll be home in like 40 minutes though if we're still streaming. Yeah, I've actually never been formally diagnosed, other than by like everybody that knows me. Yeah, it wasn't until I got much older and started hanging out with like more like technical people, and when I was like, huh, you're kind of like me, like you're kind of crazy. and then I was like, oh, it's a thing. So yeah, my parents are amazing. I love my parents to death. They were not big on doctors growing up. My mom is from Sweden, and the way she was raised was kind of like, what's meant to be is meant to be type thing. And so unless you're on your deathbed, like, you just don't go to the doctors. And my dad grew up as like surfer, hippie, long hair type. And so I mean, I did go to the doctors a couple times. I got a concussion in high school and got short-term memory loss for like a day. And so I had to get ambulance to the hospital. I had a minor surgery as a kid. So like those things, but for like mental things or anxiety stuff or that, like my parents just, just, you know, just go, which was fine. I luckily made it through life okay. But looking back in hindsight, like it makes so much sense as to why the traditional education system of just sitting and focusing on a lecture never really jived well with me. Who didn't make those? Get her to watch the stream. Yeah, I remember getting in trouble. This was probably 8th grade. I had figured out a way to take a staple off of the end, like a stapler, office stapler, and you were able to put it in the edge of a lead pencil on the part that grabbed the lead, and if you pulled the top back, it would shoot forward. Not very aggressively, but I had very unfortunate luck, and the girl that sat beside me, I shot one at her and it hit her in the eye. Luckily, again, the force on those were not very aggressive, but it was enough to get me in detention and a trip to the principal's office. This school that I went to 3 high schools, and the first one I went to, well, this was middle school. It was a private school, so really small school, and I got way too familiar with the principal. Yeah, way too familiar with the principle. Most of the stuff was, again, just talking. I just couldn't sit still, no matter what. I just couldn't do it. So yeah, I often trips to the principal's office just for talking too much or distracting or making jokes or whatever. More motivation to make my kid safe toy collection. Yes. Meant to like top Amazon buys brands like SaintSmart, Hatchbox, Matter Hackers Build. Some TPUs are really nice for the price, while more expensive is less nice. Yeah, I've got some experience with various TPUs. Like, this is Matter Hackers Build Series. I worked for Matter Hackers for 3 years, and so I printed quite a bit with their TPU. Their build series is fairly consistent. It's 95A, if I'm not mistaken. It might be 98A. I recently picked up this for my dad. This was very cheap on Amazon. The brand is Nova Maker, and the logo is a smiley face. And this is this was not a good TPU. I tried printing it out on the Bamboo X1, which did a fantastic job at printing the Matter Hackers Build Series, and it just clogged non-stop. I have been able to print with it a bit since, but it's just not great. To be perfectly honest with you though, other than maybe some of the really cheap... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, Hector. Dude.
Thanks for being awesome.
You are nuts, man. Oh my god. I need air in here. I need air in here. Holy crap. Fabrico Hector with the $299 donation. You are insane. Thank you so much. Hector is an awesome dude, both his company and as a person. I met him, gosh, probably about a year ago now through online, and we talked back and forth, and I've done some collaborative stuff. He's sponsored quite a few of the streams. But we've also talked about just like non-work stuff as well, and got to hang out at Murph, and like, he's just a genuinely good dude. So he's awesome. Thank you. I don't have words, brother. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Erin will be stoked. She did pick out a stroller that, like, stroller, bassinet, and car seat thing, and that is awesome. Thank you very much, dude. I don't know what to say, brother. Thank you, man. I'll send you a photo of his name is Jackson. We've been calling him Baby Jack or VZBot. I'll send you a photo of him in the stroller, man. Thank you. I mean, seriously, dude, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. I appreciate everything, you know, all the support on the channel, and, you know, support, you know, personally as well. Thank you, man. Think about that number 2 kid. Erin wanted 3 kids. We've been together now for 7 years, and the whole time she said she wanted 3 children, and I said no. I said I want 2 kids. I said I had me and my brother. That's why the family 4-pack is a thing. It's a perfect number. And now that she's, you know, 5 months pregnant at this point, she says this is it, just 1. And so I'm like, no, we have to have 2. I loved having a brother. Like, we bickered a lot, but like, I love my brother to death. So we'll see. I'm still, oh, there she is. Thank you all. We're so excited. Now I'm ugly crying at work. Happy tears. So she did see it. Hector's shoes are really bright. Yeah, she's super excited. Again, we got to see the ultrasound, the detailed ultrasound yesterday, which was insane. Like, the arms and the legs and the belly, and the lady was able to get a really close shot of the face, and you can see the mouth moving, which was just, it was such a trip. I did ask for a, let's check out the printer. No, so it wasn't a 3D ultrasound. I did ask, do I have an autofocus back on? Let's see, autofocus. I'm gonna turn it off. It makes it where it's really tough to see what's going on here. 1 second, y'all. Oh shoot, I changed it, come on. Okay, that looks pretty good. So the office, it looks like the hedgehog pooped in the back. The office didn't have 3D ultrasounds. This was for like our primary care. I asked the lady if she could export a high resolution image for me so that way I can do like a lithophane of it. And she said that because of like the medical facility's policy, I had to have a physical flash drive, and I just don't keep a flash drive on me. And Aaron had requested to go in late to work, and so the lady said that I needed to go to the store, run it back, and wait for her next appointment, which we just couldn't do. So we got like printouts, right? Like the thermal paper printouts. Thank you for the sticker, Zombie, and the $1.49 donation. There is a local place to us that does do 3D ultrasounds that we went to before. So before we had insurance, when we were waiting for it, we had a bit of a scare, and so we found a place locally that is not a medical facility, but they do ultrasounds for like for gift stuff, kind of like, you know, if you want a cool 3D scan thing, and it's more for fun. Like I think they offer like packages and stuff like that, and so we did do a 2D scan there, and they do offer 3D scans there. I have no idea what the cost is or what file format we'd be able to get them in, but maybe that is something that we will look into. But I did ask, Aaron also asked as well, in the office, like our actual doctor's office just doesn't have a 3D scanner. To be honest with you, like the ultrasound machine looked like it was made in the 90s. Like it was very old school. Like my first computer was my parents' old Windows 95, and it looked like it was from a similar time. Sounds like it's scraping a little bit, or maybe it's this. Maybe it's just chatter. I need to figure out the filament path a little bit better. You saw Mr. Daniel with us at Murph though. Yeah, I am curious to see how Murph and Earth will work out next year with the baby. It will be interesting. I really want to go. I had so much fun. I was sad I didn't get to go to Earth, and it was so cool being able to see everybody. So we'll see. See what the world looks like next year. Ted, what's going on? I was just talking about you. I was talking about cam stuff and said that there is a guy that's slipping my mind right now, and it's you. It's Polar Ted. That is like the cam wizard. I paid in Belgium like only $60 for the 3D. Oh, were you talking about shipping? Hopefully it'll be better than ordering directly from Puerto Rico at least. Are you talking about shipping costs? Bring the baby, Hector will stay at the hotel. That would be fun. Aaron's never, well, that's not true. Aaron used to go to the meetups at Matter Hackers when I worked there, which were like 3D printing meetups in the parking lot where they had, you know, local people from the community and like tacos, and it was pretty awesome, but she's never traveled with me for any of the 3D printing events. It would be fun. I feel like she would enjoy it. She definitely knows enough about like parts of 3D printing for me. Like there's been a lot of times where I will make a video and I'm like, I just get excited and it's not gonna go live for a week. And so I'm like, Aaron, come here. And I have her sit down and watch my 15-minute video on like Clipper firmware, which I'm sure like, you know, doesn't really understand all the details of it, but I appreciate her feedback. And you know, whenever like a printer comes in and she's like, wow, like I like the VAT on that one, it always like blows my mind. Like, what did you just say? Yes, exactly. A localist vendor, Denmark, is getting some Paprika stuff. Oh, nice. Sweet. Hector, are you starting to offer, like, are you starting to do resellers for first-party products? That's really cool. I'm sure that will help with shipping. Shipping over in bulk to another reseller in Europe that can then ship out smaller, you know, local orders, I'm sure will be helpful. I have bare plates waiting for PEI sheets for all printers here. Are you typically doing smooth PEI then, Panzer? I posted some new contest yesterday and today. Canvas for RP 2040 released yesterday. Ooh, Can you link me to that, Ted? Sorry, can boot. Okay, got you. SP2040. I need more spiel. Bulk shipping should help. You guys are nuts. Thank you to everybody. I mean, everyone that donated, everyone that's liked, all of the members, and everyone. I mean, you guys are nuts. It's never expected. It's always appreciated, and I'm stoked. We will definitely just order stuff from the registry then. Some of the bigger items like the stroller and maybe the changing table or something like that. I want to try some different surfaces. I'm just sitting here cuddling newly printed of the P series smooth PEI from Fabrico. Newly printed part. I don't know that I've seen the P series smooth PEI from Fabrico. I'm excited. I haven't used any of the Honey Badger. No, it was an LDO. We did an LDO V0, an LDO Switchfire, and the Rat Rig V Minion. So this 0G Mercury 1 will be using Honey Badger rails, Honey Badger, I believe it's the black powder coated PEI surface, which looks great. Honey Badger bearings, and I think those are the main things. I don't know if are you doing belts, or are they Gates belts? I don't know if Honey Badger's doing belts. Oh, more sleep. Yeah. They're talking about 3DO in Denmark who will carry Honey Badger. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, ironically, I was just holding this up. 3DO is the company that manufactures this stuff, which is, this is the Rat Rig ASA that I'm holding on to. I'm going to likely use this to convert the printer to the EVA 3.0, as well as do some other mods to it. But I'm, for now, just holding on to it and hoarding it. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's really cool. Hey, what's up, Matt? It's so nice. The surface is like frosted glass. Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't printed... No, I recently... Wham Bam did send me over an early bed for the X1 Carbon that was their PEX. So I have done some... Actually, all the parts for the next build we're doing were printed on that before I threw a powder-coated PEI bed into the X1, and that's what it's been using now. But yeah, I didn't even know that Fabrico and Honey Badger had smooth PEI. The main ones I've seen again are the black powder-coated Honey Badger stuff. Get a US General 5 or 4 drawer tool cart for the kid. That's a instead of a changing table. No, dude, Aaron will never let me put a tool cart in the kids' room over the. She found a like a changing table. It looks nice, like aesthetically nice for the look that she's going for. I'm excited to see your Trident Pi. I'm excited to see it in action. Are you running, is it running inductive probe, or are you doing clicky on it right now? And then also, what tool head did you end up going with? I think you had printed the Stealth Burner. Yes, Fabrico and Honey Badger are getting a divorce. Oh, no kidding. Honey Badger will focus on wholesale in 2023. Nice, man. Well, that's awesome. Expanding into other locations. I imagine logistically, there's a lot more that goes into that. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. Did you get the Ender? Yes. Dude, it's so funny because I'm building the Mercury 1.1. So Ender 5 Pro right here, and then I'm not gonna lift it. It's over there. But there's another Ender 5 Pro right there. It's just funny that like I haven't gotten an Ender 5 Pro in like 3 years probably. And in the last week, 2 Ender 5 Pros showed up one day after another. One of them, I'm gonna be doing a step-by-step install of the Micro Swiss Ender 5 NG extruder hot end combo, and the other one is the Merc 1. But yeah, it showed up. I've got it set up. I did run just a sample print to make sure everything's working. I try to practice what I preach, and my rule has always been, if you're gonna be modding a printer, build it stock quickly, not quickly, build it stock first and at least run a single print to make sure that like your steppers work and everything works as it should before you start ripping things out. Granted, the Mercury 1 is such a big conversion, and because we're doing the Hydra as well, that like most everything other than the frame will be replaced realistically. I think that's valid because we're doing a new bed, new build surface. Motors will be the same other than 2 additional motors. New board. Yeah, everything else is gonna be pretty much swapped, but I still try to, if I'm going to be modding a printer that comes stock or it comes as like a pre-built or semi-built, I try to build it and do one print just to make sure it's working. But yeah, it's ready to rock and roll. I'm excited. I used the Fabrico kit from my Ender 5 Plus Mercury 1. It was great with lots of extra heat inserts and various extra screws. Nice. Nice, I am really excited. Yeah, your Mercury 1 turned out awesome, Luke. Have a spool rat rig ASA here, thinking of using it for a V0. Oh man, I fell behind on, holy crap. I fell really far behind. Modbot has not seen the P series, but it's on the upcoming collaboration. Oh, it's in the, oh, sick, awesome. Yeah, I'm excited then to try it out. I didn't get any budget PEI sheet as I had already gotten a standard PEIT sheet for the printer. Drop links to the Discord live stream. Awesome, thank you, Ted. Should be the same stuff then I think. Don't forget to like. Coming over self burner. Oh, Euclid, that's right, that's what you went with. Yeah, I'll have to check it out in the next, maybe this weekend. I can swing by. I'm really liking the P-Series sheet. Steve's got to try the P-Series too. I'm just hearing about it now. I didn't even know that there was a new sheet out. What build are you running it on, Steve? Or did you just throw it on one of your printers? Just think to get something that won't be useful in 2 years. Good either way since range is closing down. Very good, Steve. You need to, oh man, damn. Let's see, I love the hedgehog. Yeah, the hedgehog is looking beautiful. Man, I'm sorry to anyone I'm missing. It's almost midnight, lost track of time it again. Hey, have a great night, Christian. Thanks for hanging out. And thank you for the congratulations, I appreciate it. When is YouTube going to fix this stupid emoji bug? I don't know. It's super annoying. I wouldn't bother building the whole printer. The Ganshu will come completely off in your place. Yeah, I did end up building it though. It was so simple, and after I built the first one, it took me no time at all. I also finally spoiled myself and bought these. They're pricey for Allen keys, but considering how often I use them, they're really nice, but they're Wera Allen keys, and so it was an excuse to use these. I was really excited. These are awesome. They're the Hex Plus version, and yeah, they're rad. The color, the grip, and well, that's really it. The color and the grip are great. Bank blocked the donation. Oh, interesting. I didn't know. I thought once it posted through YouTube that it wasn't able to be blocked. Make sure you don't get double charged, Hector. Okay, all right, Siri. Yeah, make sure you don't get double charged, man. I would say I can see what it shows on the back end on the YouTube Studio, but I also don't want you to get double charged for it. Those keys are amazing. Too bad I lost my 2mm. Yeah, these are awesome. I had been told about these for a long time, but I had been really happy with these. Pi sent me these. What's the company? Bondus. They're for the price. They are fantastic drivers. Like I was only using Allen keys before, and I love these. But there's definitely times where you just can't get one of these drivers in, or you need a little. Man, I'm burping. Or you need a little bit of extra like pull or like torque when you're turning something, and these are excellent for that. I watched oh man, what's the channel? I didn't subscribe to him until recently, and I wish I had subscribed earlier, but basically he just is like a no BS tool review channel. I'm sure most everyone in here that looks at tool stuff probably knows what I'm talking about. Let me see. Allen keys. Project Farm. Project Farm. Yeah. I only subscribed to Project Farm in the last like 60 days, and part of me thinks it was a good idea because now I'm like, oh my god, all these tools. But he tests up all the Allen keys, like the bigger ones out there, and the Wera ones held up pretty damn well, which was the final justification I needed to place the order. Yeah, his stuff's really cool and dangerous. Yeah. I just like that it's no BS. He doesn't like give much opinion. It's just fact. Like, this is how it performs. This is how it performs. Here's a graph, or you know, like, and that's it. It's great. All right, let's go back to this. Hedgehog is looking pretty adorable. We are at 36%. We won't finish it on stream. I will post it later on in the Discord and probably on Twitter as well. I feel like I'm losing my voice, which is weird. Let's see here. Okay, so Ted posted a few things here. Let's check them out. 1 second here. I'm gonna open all of them up. So Polar Ted is my wizard. He's my can wizard. I was actually, it's funny, Steve, if you're here, Steve was who I was talking to about Ted being like a can wizard, because we were talking about CAN bus stuff. But yeah, this is, see, a Voron V0 display on CAN bus now with CAN boot. So you can run the display via CAN, and there's step-by-step instructions on the process of how to do so, as well as wiring. This is awesome. This is really awesome. Do you, Ted, do you post? I am distracted a bit, but listening in. Ted, do you post any like content on YouTube and stuff like that, or no? Is it primarily just the stuff that you work on for your own personal projects, then post on GitHub? So this is for the SKR Pico RP2040. Very little on YouTube. Okay, gotcha. I got some cool stuff to try. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I was trying to remember. I'm really bad with names, and I apologize. It's a struggle. Like, my brain just like names. Like seeing faces. I'm a face person, so I see an icon. I'm like, ah, you're the person. It's funny how many of us follow the same channels like Project Farm. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of overlap with the 3D printing space. I mean, maybe not all that 3D print, right? But like those that are really into the sort of like sub communities and really big projects. Like, all of us are generally like tinkerers, or just like building things or doing all of these things. So it doesn't surprise me all that much that there's so much overlap and just like other interests. Damn, this is great, man. Step by step for me, or for anybody really that hasn't done any of this stuff before. And then, okay, this one we looked at, that was for the screen. And then this one is the V0 display. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, and then Panzer said that something was posted in... Ooh, wow. Dude, wait, this isn't yours, is it? That is pretty. That is really pretty. That's awesome. Look at that, it matches the tools. That's so cool. That's really freaking cool. Yeah, I love the color. The color is like awesome. They did a really good job of getting a really close match. Huh, it looks like the chat box is broken again. I'm refreshing it. I want a V0. I just finished my 2.4. Reminds me, I need to pick up some more Wera drivers. Hey, Alien, what's your update on your 2.4? I thought that last thing I remember is that you were in line for the print it forward and you were climbing, and that's the last thing I remember. Is there any update on that? I want a printer for ants. It's eSun ABS plus green. Huh, I've used that. I don't know if I still have it, but I've used that. I don't remember it looking quite like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's been a long time since I've used it. New tool comparison, Project Farm, Tool Teardown, ABE. Oh, you already got them, Alien? Yeah, I didn't realize you'd received the parts. Are you, and then also, have you made the final decision as to whether you're self-sourcing or are you going with a full kit? Reminds me I need to pick up some more Wera drivers. There is some fun overlap between Project Farm testing and CNC Kitchen / Stefan. Yeah, I could see that. I watched Stefan from CNC Kitchen much longer than I've watched Project Farm, but I definitely see, as far as like kind of the no BS testing technique of it is really interesting. Let's see, there is some fun, ordered a set of Wera micro Allen drivers and the micro PH1 and PH1000. Oh, nice. Okay, the FormBot kit, the 350, which is the larger one. What's the price point of that right now? Like $7.99 roughly? For my 2.4, converted an old Sidewinder. I converted it to Switchwire. Oh, nice. Okay. I was like, how did you? I thought you were saying you converted a Sidewinder into a 2.4, and I was like, I don't see how it's possible. Eventually, I'll build my V0.1 into a Tri-Zero. Okay, a Tri-Zero. Love ABE, great stuff over there too. The Toys for Tots stuff, is that through MakerDeck, or is it through Polymaker, or is it through, I know Loyal does something, but I don't think it's Toys for Tots. I think that's, I think it's like his own thing that he orchestrates. $850 to $900, still working on final funding for it, but almost there. Nice, okay. I'm excited. I know you've been talking about building a 2.4 for some time now. Yeah, Nozzle, it's so weird. The nozzle dragging is not something I remember seeing very much of when I was printing on printers at relatively slow speeds. Like, I don't know, 60 millimeters a second was pretty standard for a lot of the printers I've printed with over the years. But lately, like, the FLSun V400, this guy, and at least one other ones, when they're like printing at relatively quick speeds, I mean, it's not hauling ass right now, it gets nozzle drag on the previous layer. And you can see it like pretty aggressively when it's laying down. I don't know how much it's picking. Oh, you can't see, it's just my big head. I don't know how much you can see on camera, but it's creating a little bit of artifact on the infill. And the solution, because I originally, I think the first time I saw it was on the V400 actually. And I reached out to FLSun and they were like, yeah, I can't remember the exact reason. Some of it got lost in translation, I think, but they were like, yeah, just use gyroid infill. And gyroid infill did pretty much remove the nozzle drag. FormBot currently is running an 11/11 sale. I think they do a Black Friday. Oh, interesting. That's cool. IC3D runs the annual Toys for Tots drive. That's right, IC3D is the one that does it. Is that how you're going through, Zombie, or are you going directly through Toys for Tots? Toys for Tots I'm definitely familiar with. I think, if I'm not mistaken, no, that was Make-A-Wish. But yeah, I'm familiar with Toys for Tots. Some of the schools I went to when I was younger had a Toys for Tots like drive. I mean, well before the 3D printing stuff, where you basically bring, I think they had to be new toys, and there was some basic requirements. And then they would put together like shoe boxes that were wrapped up as with presents, you know, like with wrapping paper over them as presents. And then we would send them to a Toys for Tots place, it would then send them to like a, you know, third world country, or I think they were going out of the country. Maybe they were just, maybe some of them were going domestically to like families in need. I don't know. Gyro info helps with the nozzle dragging in my... Yeah, it seems like it really does. And I mean, I think it's because the way grid lays down in one direction and then has to go back in the other direction that it's going to drag. I just don't recall hearing it. And I think that hearing it has to do with the speed. I don't know. It's weird to me. It makes sense why it would drag though, right? Like you're going one direction and then you're going back over that in the other direction. Your nozzle is dragging over the 0.2 or whatever, you know, layer height you lay down. It's become much more audible with the increase in speeds. My Delta was really bad about nozzle drag. Yeah, the V400 was the worst nozzle drag I've experienced. Gyroid, again, primarily resolved it, and it did depend on the print. Like, any print that had a big open surface, like, I mean, this has like a character, right? So it's wide in the middle. That's where it was much more profound. If it was something with like smaller faces, it really wouldn't be an issue. But on something like this, where it's going back and forth, that's where I was really hearing it. All printed toys get some 1930 and dual inspection. Nice, that's awesome. Gotta run to a meeting. Sounds great, Ted. Hey, thanks for stopping by and sharing the all the cam stuff you've been working on. Hey, DJ Natty's in the house. We've got this is like a DJ air horn. DJ Natty in the house. What's going on? Fashionably late. Happy printing. It's like $60 off, so it's not huge, but still that's a not insignificant amount of money. Yeah, 60 bucks is 60 bucks. It's a few spools of filament. That's a hot end. It's, you know, quite a few things. That might cover some of the shipping. Yeah. I think we'll probably end the stream in a moment here. I think we just hit the 3-hour mark, which is crazy. It went by really quick. It went by really quick today. I guess I will. Anyone that's still here gets a little sneak peekerino at what's going on next week. So let me show you guys this really quick. I need water. I'm feeling way too spazzy. I missed the start because I suddenly fell asleep. Hey man, if your body needs to nap, your body needs to nap. That is a great reason to miss a stream. Rick just got here. Well, Rick, you get to see the ending. Great stream, glad the truck worked out. Oh, I gotta grow. Is the Silva S4 the cheapest IDX printer on the market? It might be the cheapest. So this is what we're building next week. Or we're starting to build. So it is the Lurge iX 3D printer. And Lurge reached out to me about this like 3 months ago. And I thought it was really interesting. It's a cantilever style 3D printer. But it is interesting in that it is basically a full DIY. They have a kit, like you can either print the parts out yourself or you can get them for $15. However, the printed parts are in PLA, which makes absolutely zero sense to me. So I printed them all out. I went with the no prints version, and I went with, leaning backwards. I went with Polymaker ABS for all of it because I want to be able to print higher temp and enclose this thing. The hot end has a non-all metal and all metal option, so I got the all metal, I think it's a bimetal heat break that's going into it. But it's interesting. I saw it and it was like, the price is cheap. They recently came out with the ability to flash Clipper onto this printer, which is sick. I'm a little bit bummed that the LCD screen does not work with Clipper. I think theirs is running their custom Lurge firmware, so it will be headless for Clipper. But yeah, it's kind of neat. I saw it and was like, it looks like a super budget rat rig, and I'm interested. Yeah, they didn't make printers. They only made hardware. I think this is their first one. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I was intrigued enough to say, yes, we'll build it. So we're going to be building it on stream starting next week. I'm hoping it'll be a pretty quick build. But basically 180 millimeter cube build volume. Again, there's an all metal option, which is what we're going with. Powder coated PEI, flex plate system. It's using their Lurge board with 2226s, but we might run it initially with Lurge firmware briefly, but we're going to be clippering it. That was the whole point of it for me. What else? Filament runout sensor, power resume failure. It has automatic bed leveling, which is through a inductive probe, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought it was running on non-roller wheels, but it looks like it's running on rollers. It looks like rollers, but they're calling it something different. Either way, I'm excited to build this. After building the rat rig, like I kind of have and the KP3S, I kind of have a sweet spot for cantilevers now, which is funny because I never really cared for cantilever printers, but I think this will be fun. I think this will be a fun build, a small build, and kind of cool just to see. You know, it's a small. What's the front is the extrusion. You can get a V0 from 5.6 for 320 euro. Holy crap, that's crazy. Yeah, it looks like a slimmed down rat rig, but you know, again, at $199 with a powder coated PEI bed, the all metal heat break, which I don't know if it's an add-on you buy on this page or how you purchase it. I don't know. I'll have to find that out for you guys. But I think it'll be fun. And I'm just curious to see, like, what can this little guy do with Clipper on it, speed-wise. And I based off what I'm seeing, I think it'll probably be decent. I think it's a 2040, where's the frame? So it's what is that? That's a 4040, which is fairly beefy, and then 2040 and 2040, if I'm not mistaken. So again, not as beefy as a rat rig, but still fairly beefy. And I believe these are aluminum parts, the primary parts on it. It's interesting. I mean, you guys are, God, I did that again. What I was saying is frame. So yeah, oh no, that is only a 2020. So that must be the X, that must be the Z, which, no, that's the Y, a 4040. And then a 2040 for the Z. And then these are, I believe, machined or aluminum parts. So I'm doing something really weird. It's a hybrid CoreXY printer cantilever. What? I'm curious to see that. That sounds awesome. And was swapping out the good 5.6 stuff in the kit. Better stuff still runs you lower than LDO kit, which I already have. Yeah, so we will start this next week and we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. Again, it's Lurge's first printer that I know of, at least. They typically make their hardware, and the fact that they released a way to flash Clipper on it makes me super excited. So it'll be fun. We'll do this, and then we will be diving into the 0G Mercury 1.1, which will be I anticipate long build series because of all of the steps of what I want to do to it. So, but yeah, I think on that note, we will call it here. I'm pooped. I'm also, I had purchased a used Steam Deck yesterday off of someone locally that bought it to play games while their wife was reading and didn't end up using it. So I got a pretty sweet deal on it. And I've been playing, I said earlier, but BioShock 1 and Yoshi 64, which is super fun. So I'm gonna do that for a little bit and then get back into editing. But thank you everybody for hanging out. Everybody that donated, I mean, any donation, and we had some large donations too, which is insane. Thank you. Again, we'll post when we order the stuff with those donations for Baby Jack, so that way you guys can see that. And if there's interest, I'm happy to share the registry as well, again, if that's something that's wanted. But I want to, at least before the stream ends, read off the donation. So Zombie, various super chats and super stickers, thank you very much. Fabrico Hector with $2.99, insane. Stroller Fund, thank you very much. Ben with the Scotch Fund, Pi with a $50 super chat, thank you very much. Luke with $100 towards baby stuff. Pezlas, Edge of 3D, $50 for the diaper fund. And Bernard, thank you very much as well. Again, everybody, for liking, for watching, for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Super excited. I will be doing a full video on this and we'll post updates, but the next steps are basically enclose the thing, do something about the rat's nest of wires, create some grommets for the edges of the metal to not scrape the wires, and enclose it if I didn't already say that, and then just do some printing. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Next week we'll start building the Lurge printer. I'll have that posted in the next couple of days, and we'll continue from there. I hope everybody has an absolutely amazing rest of their Wednesday and rest of their week. Yeah, look forward to seeing everybody next week's stream, hopefully. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Again, thank you all, everyone, for hanging out, for liking, for chatting, keeping me company, and you know, coming to hang out every single week. Have a wonderful night.